Worry what you were there for, eh?
We were safe when the rain
There were probably
came.
better people to be in our box that would have made use of
100%,
the menu.
100%.
Like, I would love when she said, I was like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, just a Han Light. She was like, yeah. All right. You can have a Han Light.
You got
It's
issues,
on,
bro.
Yeah, it's on the menu.
To be fair, we always get a mixed character who serves you there.
Right.
Do ya?
Sometimes they are duds. Like,
Okay,
I'll just
gotcha.
get 2 wines, thanks, and they'll
Yeah.
just look at you.
Yeah, you're like,
I just want 2 wines.
Bro,
Is that
the
all
best
right?
was-
it's on the menu.
Inside or outside? I'm just going to fucking float around a bit.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I wanna
Bro,
suss
am I
it
restricted
out.
to where I
Yeah.
can go? Like,
Do I have it?
What about the
Where
party
you go?
pies? The party pies.
Mate.
And she goes, just one each, and Bailey's just stacking them up.
And she wasn't happy about it. She
Well, now
gave
someone's
me-
going to miss out.
Oh my god!
Wait, so whose box is it? What's the box?
Just the friends and families, the Wags box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm KP's girl. Actually, I was KP's girlfriend. Now I got demoted, but I still have that privilege. Just
You still look like a bit of a wag.
yeah.
Just-
Well, I've been in there enough
they were
times.
shaking hands,
so
kissing babies' foreheads.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you had it going
There
on.
were babies getting thrown.
Mate,
out.
I'm not
babies.
kissing the right babies. I haven't been in there yet. I'm
I was
I'm
up there.
surprised you're not in the box, Jack.
Yeah, I'm that close. Lies, Matt. Then goes
Yeah,
me, then Mihaela. Like, it
And
should
like-
be me.
Yeah, you're next in line.
100%.
For a box seat.
Mate, I said to him this last week when he started with the 8 on his back. I went, mate, you're going to have to come home for a few steaks. I'm going to have to feed you up, young fella.
Yeah.
True.
Mate, getting 8 on the back, you got to be fucking big boy.
The big boys.
To be fair though, I thought he played very well at 8.
He did very well at
And
8.
do you reckon the forwards are like smaller forwards now are working better because they're a bit fitter, the game's a bit faster?
Well, I remember looking at the clock when he came off. I think he did a 33-minute
He
stint
looked
and
fucked,
he
eh?
looked gassed.
He
But
did.
like he came out in the back half and he played super well. That rain kind of cooked him, I reckon. That was
Yeah.
I found it was.
I'm looking at
pretty,
a Chucky supporter
Yeah,
here,
that's
mate.
right.
That was the grubbiest win I've ever seen.
Wait,
mate.
It was.
All
I
I
was the
could think of-
moistest character. You guys sitting in your box. My dad
Oh, I
goes,
had
you should have seen it coming. It was coming. And it got to halfway, and then people at our end of the field going, "It's not raining yet." And we're all going, "Woo!" And then it just
no,
went.
just
you can
came
see it
quick.
move with the shovelly wind, and it just went. Next minute, my dad's sitting there just charging it. We left him down there, just sitting there in his hoodie, just dedicated.
You know
nice.
the worst thing was we had that many multis going and all our try scorers were Chucky's players and we're in the fucking
Yeah.
Knights box. So like Teddy gets the ball like go, go, go. People
Yeah,
looking
it
at
was
us like,
the-
oh shit.
Yeah, Teddy, Tupo, Nonga,
Everyone.
Niawasi.
Yeah.
And it was 6-0 at half time. I was like, fuck, cash out, cash out.
Mate,
cash
what did
out.
you have? You had
I had
Cole
Cole
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
That
You
would have
should
been
just had
nice.
his.
That was psycho. But
You
as
should have had
I,
him first try scorer, 10 on the nose.
As I
What, like
do-
$8,000 or something.
well, I originally had a Kai Kyle. A Kai Kyle.
Yeah,
bet
yeah,
going
yeah.
Because there
Ks.
was
The
me,
KKK.
Kyle McCarthy, and there was another fella named. Yeah,
You let us say that?
KKK.
Keep that in,
the
keep that
bet.
in.
And we yeah, but as we have a bet with mates, and it was like I had over 21.5 points at the half. Why chuck it
I
in?
know. You
Ruin-
got greedy.
ruin
You
your
got
bet.
greedy.
Yeah, because I bet so small.
Total
I'm like, I
points.
need odds.
Well, you
to
need.
be
That's the
boosted.
biggest thing is odds. Is like you're picking either the underdog to win or
Yeah.
under on points, but then that ruins you. You usually get all the try scorers. You're sitting there going, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
The
I
Knights had
know.
them. Just the first half was great, and then we just went to butter with a bit of the weather and
Yeah, my dad's not a footy guy. He does. He loves his footy, but he acts like he's the man. He's like, oh, they need another try in the first. I was like, no shit, Sherlock. I was like, you ain't winning a game with 12 points, brother.
fuck. I'd love another 2 tries.
Well, I
if you're throwing
said,
them out there.
when they took the 2, I was like, I know you're trying to take the 2.
Yeah.
But the Roosters look pretty gassed on their line. They're on the
Yeah.
20. I said, just
Keep
give them
going.
another run at them. Like, if they got another try there, then it was at least going to be, it could have been golden point.
But even
which-
Teddy, just to step up and just put a little kick just from a fullback into the
I
end
know.
goal.
I
know.
Try. Like just little
Sweet,
shit.
I'm
And just
gonna start-
ground it perfectly.
How good was
yeah,
it?
sweet. I'm going to, wait, nah, but I've been,
You might as well use your head.
I've been practicing this week. Have a look at
Use
this,
your head on the
boys.
ball.
Bro, how funny is that
Yeah,
reel? That is the best reel. I've got it stuck in my
Who,
brain.
did you see Gags in the press
Yeah.
conference?
What'd he
Like,
say?
oh, normally, you know, when you try and ground a ball, you try and like regather it and put it down, not just like use your arms. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the
like
biggest
a
thing-
subtle dig.
You're
No,
gonna
that's fair.
You're dirty because you
It is
you
filthy.
lose by 4
Yeah.
I
to that try.
know.
So
It was
Yeah.
pretty. I think it's just because he never actually had the ball before that point. He's actually just trying to get downward pressure.
Yeah.
If he'd actually touched it prior to
Yeah,
that point,
done.
and then because he never regathered it, but he never had the ball
Yeah.
before that. So once I actually read into who said it, I think it was Brad Fittler, the wanker.
Freddie.
yeah.
Freddie did a good like he kind of
Extra.
he kind of spoke about it really well from a not from. He's pretty biased,
Yeah.
but I mean, I kind of
They all
as I
are,
listened to
though,
him.
let's be honest.
But I felt for Gags. I don't even think Adsy went down for the press conference. The poor guy.
Nah, well, he definitely wasn't talking much. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 33. Sorry, I better do an introduction. We're back. Jacko Baker's in the house. Kai's here. Blake's here. We've had a week off. We've just reset, and we're here to catch up. Agenda today, bit of footy chat, bit of golf chat, bit of surfing chat, bit of whatever chat we want it to be.
We chat.
But gentlemen, first and foremost, happy Monday. How was the weekend, Jacko? How you been, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Got a little carried away on Saturday. I actually missed seeing the boys in the pub, so that's when you know you. You know you're half sizzled.
Yeah.
But I had a bit of a stint off the piss, but it's good to be back.
Good to be back on
Good
the
to be back.
Back on the horse.
Back on the horse.
How many weeks?
You look better.
I think I did. Mahala's birthday was late
glowing.
March.
Still
And then I did till not the weekend. The weekend before last, so
Yeah.
it would have been 2 and a bit months.
Yeah, nice.
But honestly, everyone kept going, "How good do you feel?" I was like, "I don't feel any
You were,
different."
you were you were breaking out in like a small facial
Yeah, I
rash.
started getting like these weird little pimples and stuff, and like everyone's going, "Can you have a beer?" Like
You're
you're
a
sponsored,
Twitch now. You're a tick. Fuck.
you're sponsored by a beer company, mate. Like have a beer. Yeah. I was going to the pub and like
Yeah.
sniffing around at the
No,
beers.
yeah,
I
you were
mean,
just like, hugging the old kegs. Just
I tell you what, it's hard to stay off the beers sometimes, isn't it?
oh, especially when you go to a Knights game. That's all you want to do is just go have a beer, even if it's freezing cold. You're just like, yes.
They were still going down
I forgot
really
about
nicely.
how blind you can get at the footy because
Even though they're mid-strengths too.
Yeah, I don't go to the NRL game that often, and then I was going up when we were walking up in the top. There was just blokes just so chocked.
I
Just like,
know. Even in the piss trough, you just go for a piss up there and you're
they're
just
like yelling
all
out the
sorts
teams
of
and the
characters.
fireworks are going off, and it was like, this is like New Year's for some of these boys. It was just fucking.
Mate, because a 5:30 game, surely a lot
Prime
of them, like they
time.
just go like races from the pub at midday,
Yeah.
nights at 5:30. You might be a Chucky supporter or whatever. You rock up and you get to the game. You're like, oh, they're only mid-strengths here. You're already half sloshed from the pub. Then you pretty much leave there. You're
Mate,
pretty much
some of the
losing
boys,
a chromosome.
Some of the boys at the Prince at the end, they're in suits
Yeah,
and
on-
stuff,
in
and
the suits.
they're like
Well,
stumbling.
we saw
Yeah, I don't want to name names, but I had one of them come up to me and give me a big cuddle. Pretty much licked my ear hole, and I was like, "Yeah, he's a maggot. He's an absolute call lord.
Yeah.
He's an old knight. He's a legend.
Yeah.
Though. I won't name names. I don't throw anyone under the bus.
I think I know who you're talking about.
But he was
if you give it
fucking
an ear
on one,
lick,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, it was, when he kept telling me, he's like, to both of us, like, he's such a good catch, you know. And then he'd look at her and go, "Oi, you're a good catch too." And I'm just going, "Yeah, I know," but
Instead of 5 times.
Hello, I'm standing right here.
Yeah. Wait, who's the catch?
me, clearly. Have you seen this
While
thing
he's looking at
shirtless?
Mahela.
Yeah, that's right.
You're looking at Mahale, looking at me, going,
You know when you rock up to a pub with a Prince and you just see someone you know they're off their head and they've just got a vape in one hand and like a beer in the other and they're just looking at you going, just swaying a little bit on the deck going,
You just
"You're
hoping
next."
You're just hoping they're looking at you, but they can't see you,
I know,
and you can just
I know.
walk
It's
away. Like you hope they're making eye contact with
Yeah,
the
well,
wall
usually
behind
it's
you.
like mustard.
You wave at them, they just don't do anything, they just don't
Hey,
change.
and then he's like talking to the bloke next to him.
And those coloured vapes, whatever they are, the dead pens.
How
they're just
far
the
has
most.
the vape come?
Hey, like I don't smoke, I don't do that, but like. If you're gonna have a smoke, just get a ciggy out, be a call lord, and look like a man. Don't have this purple little.
There's something
You can't even say the word I'm gonna
Bailey.
say.
You can say it.
Some of them are like
I'll put my
rangefinders
hand
now. They're
up
just
right
like,
now.
Honestly, mate.
and
Mate,
just
I'm
like
waiting to see-
fills a fucking room.
And
That's
the thing
gonna-
is, they're just like this. They just go,
You won't be able to.
and then there's
vape within,
vodka
like-
lime soda.
Do you know when I'm at my lowest is when I don't have one and my mate's got one and I'm just there fiending off him going, can I grab it back off you? And then I get that bad, I'll just start reaching into his pocket when he's not looking, just pulling it out, having to go put it back in.
Jesus
I doesn't even realise.
Yeah.
Like you got the core lords that just have them there in their grip. They just don't leave them.
Oh,
There's drink and
no.
that, and then there's other guys who just leave them on the table and just go, "Oh, where's my vape?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you got old Johnny over there sucking at 3
Some
tables
guys are
along.
just so
He's
fucking-
handed it to every person on the table.
You're just
"Do you want
like,
some? Do you want some?"
hey, that's the biggest thing. If COVID comes back, everyone's cooked. It'll be
Oh,
COVID
mate.
pants. Everyone's
Oh.
going,
They are serious.
COVID
And, like,
cancer.
They had those vape pen things with the heaps slitty, like heaps like thin looking ones.
Yeah, the little ones.
And I thought they were just mad, just ripping one of them. And I was like,
Imagine having a little
fuck,
attachment
like, Jesus.
off your hat. A little hat attachment just comes down and just sits up.
Oh,
right
I
in
reckon
your
it's
mouth.
going to
You
get to
don't
the
have use
point
your
where they
hand,
got, you
just-
know how like, and this is ghastly bad. Like
Throw it
you know
out
how
there,
they
though.
chuck them up your nostril when you're sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the nose things.
Yeah, and then you'll just have like
The
a
Vicks.
huge like-
The Vicks, the double Vicks.
yeah, double Vicks, and then on
Double
the
Vicks and a vape. You just can't breathe. Just 2 nostrils and the
No, I
vape
reckon
in
back to the hat thing though. You know, remember those American things? How you get the 2
Yeah.
beer cans on either side. You got the
Duff
the
hats.
sucky straw and you got the vape
That's
straw,
what
and
I'm
you just like
talking about.
got both of them going.
What about how there wasn't it like how many puffs does yours have? Like,
Oh my
it used to be a
God.
big dick swinging thing. Like
Mate,
I've
now
got
it's a
10,000.
percentage now. It's like, oh, I'm still on 50%. I'm sweet. I'm good for
Do
another
they have
2
a
weeks.
battery on? Do they have a
Yeah.
battery life on it?
They
Alibaba
wirelessly
ones.
charge. It's like, yeah, chuck that on charge. And it's like,
Fuck,
what the
mate.
fuck are we doing right now?
Wait,
It's gonna have fucking ChatGPT soon.
Well, it's
I
crazy because like
know.
when you used to in America they had them first, and they you used to have to like you had to buy the canisters for them.
Yeah,
like, it's the same with
refill
like
them. And
their,
the oils.
with their with the oils with the weed and stuff with the medicinal stuff. You could just keep, but now these are just like these disposable. It's like a disposable camera.
Oh,
They
yeah.
almost
It's
should like have a hybrid where you can take a shot with them and go, oh, that's a sick film photo.
to
Connects
think-
to your phone, it charges, then you just go.
Vapes. Let's not forget where vapes were. Vapes were gross.
Yeah.
I used to rock into my tradie's car and like see a vape and he like next to like a burnt out chocolate oak.
Yeah,
and
that
I
was
like,
with the oils and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they
it's
were
like-
old.
And
I
this
just
thing was
reckon-
like fucking. You had to like hold it a certain way,
I know,
and then
it's
have
like
the
a
liquid,
massive big
have the
fucking-
liquid falling down. It's like I love this thing.
And then there was the other ones where they used to put. It
It's
was like a
almost harder
vape,
to do that.
and you put the cigarette in it, and it took the smoke away.
Yeah, I
so
know.
when you blew it, and
Yeah,
there's like,
yeah.
so yeah, I used to put a cigarette in this. It honestly is as big as this mic.
I've seen
And you
those.
just stick it in. You'd be smoking the ciggy with this massive thing on the back of it, and then no smoke comes
There
out.
are videos in someone's camera roll of us with like those old e-cigarettes that have the little lit up
Yeah,
thing at the
and
end.
the light
Sitting
goes
in my
up.
half my what was the shed was my room.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, and I was just like, like looking back on it, I was probably heaps cool, but like blowing rings and stuff. I'm like, what?
Or you go to Bali and you get the menthol ones where you
Where's
crack them on the
life
end. You
at?
think
They
you're the
were
man
good.
because you got mint or anything. It's like, yeah,
They
boy.
were
Those and 36 bing tangs go down a tree.
Oh my god, how good's a dart?
Hey, shout out to darts.
I'm
good's a
probably
dart?
glad that like when I got introduced to a cigarette, I was walking in Mark's Point with Matt Saul, so he's like
Shout
one of-
out,
shout
Mark's
out to Matt
Point.
Saul,
Shout
one
out
of-
Mark C.
Yeah, one of the great blacksmiths goes.
Back shed.
Matty Saul. And then we were walking. I wasn't even drinking, but he was. And he was like, hey, I have a puff of this. And I was like, it was just a Marlboro Red. just fucked
Are
it
you
all.
good? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like,
sweet.
that was good.
Fuck, that was so
It's
good.
like on my way to get a Slurpee. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
But it's
Oh,
crazy to go
mate.
from like when we were first 18 at parties, like someone would have a packet of ciggies and they'd
Yeah.
be passing around
Yeah.
thinking they're a legend. Now you've just got this friggin' purple or pink vape, so masculine. Yeah, you
Oh,
want
no.
to suck?
What flavour's that? Banana. Yep, I'll have it. Thanks.
Banana,
I
kiwi,
saw-
strawberry.
Oh,
Nothing
there's some good
against this
flavours
dude. He's
now.
not even going to listen. He wouldn't even know. Grown man, like I'm talking 40s, 50s. Like if you're at that age, you're smoking ciggies, bro.
That's
Smoke
should be.
true.
You should be out the front smoking.
What's the
straight.
cutoff? What's the age cutoff for
I
a
reckon.
vape?
I reckon 35. If you're
Yeah,
post
35
35 sucking a vape, you got problems.
I think if you're in your 40s on the vapes, you start to look at them a bit different. There's something gone wrong upstairs. I
Yeah,
think.
but this
Or-
guy was honestly standing in the beaches like so maggot. No, nothing against him being maggot
No,
on
no.
a Saturday night. Like you've
That's
had
right.
a day.
Yeah.
He was holding this thing, like we said, it like just fisting this.
There's a
thing,
certain
mate. You're,
grip strength that comes
He
with
was
a
not
maggot bloke in a
sharing that
vape.
vape.
Can I borrow that? No.
I don't even reckon he had someone to share it with. That's how maggot he was.
Yeah.
I reckon he was there solo, just lost everything.
Oh my god.
And he was just standing there, double fisting like 2 cups. He can do it with the 2 fingers on the
Yeah.
one hand, and that. And I just looked at him, and he looked straight through me, and I was like, "Oh my god,
And
you
you-
should go home."
Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah, I
He's
think he
just-
would have
he's
outlasted me.
really
I think I walked myself home at 1, and he would have just been like, "Pussy." Yeah. I'm like, oh, all down the.
You would just been
purple
looking
vape.
at while with holding his vape, like just squeezing his.
I didn't
hand,
see him
going,
talk
"Get
to
out."
anyone.
Have you
but
ever
he was
cracked
having-
one open, like a vape?
Nah.
Have you ever seen what's inside one?
Nah.
It is
Nah.
a battery with 3 wires, and that's about it.
Well, you can't really tell because the thing looks like a battery.
No,
It
'cause
looks like a battery pack. It looks like you chuck your camera in for a charge. Or
Imagine carrying around like a car battery with some wires.
Yeah, it's
or
like a
something.
portable charger.
Hold
right?
on,
It
hold
honestly
on,
looks
hold on.
like they could start. Oh, I'm gonna start freaking entrepreneuring here. Yeah. It's a battery charger. Chuck your phone in the bottom of it. You got the
Yeah.
cord and your vape, and you go.
Business idea.
We're not far away from that.
Nah, no way.
Or just going through the charging port of your phone.
True.
Well, this is completely off topic, but have you
phone attachment.
I've always wondered when we're going to be able to do Bluetooth headphones on a plane. Apparently, they've already created
I got
something. Yeah, AirFly or something.
Yeah, AirFly.
Yeah.
You plug it into the chair in front of you.
Yeah.
And then you connect your like AirPods
Any Apple ones and stuff.
to the
Oh, good question. Yeah, gotcha.
Wait,
So
so
I don't know
maybe
how
to
that's
the-
on the same topic, but they kind of the little AirFly thing looks like a vape. So that's why.
as someone that doesn't catch a plane
yeah.
for longer than 2 hours, what is it like? Why
So-
can't you use Bluetooth?
So they can't have Bluetooth out of those. I mean, the planes are all still so old. They're not.
Yeah,
like, they haven't
true.
really been with the time.
Yeah, we
so
think
like,
we're so far ahead.
but the planes are so like sometimes you'll get on a brand skilly and you're like, this is mental.
This is
But the
nice.
chances of being on a brand
Yeah.
skilly is pretty minimal.
Oh, I get on a Jetstar and the lights flicker and I haven't even left yet.
Yeah.
There's no screens on those
Bro,
things, bro.
on the
Is that aircon
Jetstar's,
working?
Yeah, the chick that's
you know
doing, like,
the
the-
white. It's like you can see the white dust or the white air coming out sometimes,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, is that sweet? Like,
Mate,
what
in
is that?
COVID, they were spraying
It's,
some wild shit out of that.
Yeah.
You're on there going,
Condensation.
It's like
You're
a
like, "Ah, that's a good way to-"
Sanitizer.
Mate, it's honestly probably 90%
Mate, you get on-
ethanol. You just go.
Right, put your mask on.
straight up.
They're trying to fucking freeze this thing out. I know what you mean. You get on.
Yeah.
It's like middle of the day, 40 degrees, and there's just this stuff coming out. You're just
Yeah,
like,
it's like
It's making
smoke.
these-
I'm
these
like,
a
are we
whistling
sweet?
sounds like okay. Just get me to Maroochydore, please.
How's that?
get me to
How's
something.
that-
It's my one golf day. You let me get there.
yeah, just get me there.
How's the plane that crashed?
Yeah,
Did you see
did
that
you
guy
see
that
the India?
survived?
The one in
Yeah,
India? That was horrendous.
yeah, horrible. Eh?
There's all video.
big
Have you seen the
plane.
videos
It's like
and
his
stuff?
Jared
of
Butler moment.
all
Eh?
the
Nah.
city? So there's a few videos that people have taken while I don't know how they've got them later or whatever, but there's
Yeah.
like all the screens and stuff are already off
Yeah.
mid-flight. Like
Really?
super
Yeah,
eerie.
yeah.
Like imagine being on a 15-hour flight
All
and
the
the
screens
screens
are
are just
off.
all
Yeah.
off.
Did they
There's
even
no-
make it 15 hours?
No,
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 it
I
was-
don't know how long the
It
flight
was
was.
like it was quick.
Was it
30 seconds.
seconds
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
really?
Yeah, it was real early. Yeah.
The seatbelt sign doesn't even come off. It's still on.
Yeah.
And there's like photos of like family and stuff, like taking photos, and they've got recovered their phone. Or they've sent it to family.
600 feet off
600.
Oh my god!
So
I'm
wait,
alright
they've-
getting down. On the descent, it's alright. I just think going off, just with my head in maths and physics, I'm like, this needs to be going fucking quick. There's a lot of people on this. Like,
We
there's a lot of
need-
weight.
A lot of weight.
We need some velocity.
I've packed
right
a
now.
lot.
I need some acceleration, sir.
You're
Get me
looking out
up.
the window and everything's like going real slow, and you're like, these things
Come
need to get up and get
come
going.
on. We
And
cannot
it's,
get in there.
it's crazy how quick they get up and going, but there's a while there where I'm just like, my knees start shaking.
You start thinking about that battery you left in the
Oh my
in the
God.
bag. They go, "Do you have any batteries in there?" No.
We start
Any
thinking
knives?
about.
No, I don't think there's any knives.
Yeah, hopefully no flight people listen to this podcast because I'm the biggest advocate for. I have an extra bag of
Oh,
shit that I
yeah.
need.
Yeah.
And you'll get there and I'll go, oh, you're 3 kilos overweight. You already know that 3 kilos. Then you go up to oversize and just shove it back in. Oh, no, that extra 3 kilos. Jackson Matthew Allen Baker has popped on. Is the reason the plane went down
Yeah.
over
So
the
like this.
Indian border. The A380 is so heavy that I've ruined it. It's just me
3
single-handedly.
kilos.
I remember once we were taking off, we're flying to Europe, and the pilot or whatever was like, all right, we're just gonna ascend Derby's like, we're just gonna wait till we get a little bit lighter up in the air. I'm like, lighter? I'm like, how heavy are we? Like, what do you mean? Like,
Just throwing the hostess off. Get out of here.
we'll be right up, right, when we get a bit lighter. I'm like, how are we too heavy?
Yeah,
Like,
where are we going to shed
should I have
weight
left
here?
should I have left my bag off this plane?
Why do we? Yeah, that's
I don't
not-
like flights, to be honest.
I love them.
Dude, apparently they're so safe though.
Yeah.
Like I'm on ChatGPT
I don't think that Air
before the
India
flight.
one
Like,
was same. Sorry to make it
ChatGPT before the flight. Like,
Boeing.
how safe is this flight
Yeah,
right
It's a
now?
Boeing flight.
Boeing stock prices would have just plummeted even
Yeah,
further.
they're going. They're struggling, eh?
Mate,
Yeah.
Is that why they put one down? I don't know.
No,
but
there's
that's
the,
like
the,
the
safe,
safety.
the
There's
safety.
been
Yeah,
heaps of shit
it's
coming
been
out
like
about 'em.
there was
There's been
like
3 or 4 flights.
three
Sure.
whistleblowers come out speaking against it,
way.
and then they were in car accidents the next day and stuff.
oh,
Yeah, it's wild. Don't you reckon, Kai?
Yeah, look into it.
Back me up, man.
Absolutely.
Come
No, yeah. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too early.
Hey, Kai, clip that,
start-
clip that.
Where's my tin hat?
Oh, mate.
How
Nah,
far do
but
we
it's
want to
pretty
go?
wild. It's pretty wild.
I like if you said you then, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just been like, oh yeah. I'm not backing you up.
There's
I got a 15-hour flight to Africa in a few days.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
hopefully.
perfect.
Yeah,
How
sweet. Just
good.
don't tell me, Halo, don't release this until we
Nah,
leave.
yeah,
no,
I'm fine.
yeah.
No, you'll be sweet.
Carry
Where
on.
are you going in Africa?
Ballito, it's just up from Durban. So
Yep.
it's like Joburg's inland. Don't go to Joburg.
Yeah.
It's one of the dangerous places.
Still quite dangerous,
it's
isn't it?
still gnarly. Even
Yeah.
where we are is dangerous, but you just got to watch yourself. Like it's like
Are they not murdering Christians at the moment over there? Am I missing something?
There's a fair bit going on around the world.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
it's a
where
fair
you're
bit.
flying
I
into.
don't
but
think it's. I don't know if it's South
Is it South
Africa.
Africa?
I think it's
Africa?
more Africa. Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
South
I mean,
of
Like
Africa.
Nigeria and
it's
stuff,
crazy
yeah.
around there.
Not
Like
to stress you out.
Yeah.
No.
on the beautiful.
Jacko's going. I'm not Christian.
You're not Christian, are you? Don't get that off now.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my St. Christopher away.
Put that around your ankle when you get on that flight. Do not have that on
I'm
your
having it in
leg.
my undies.
Not to take it away from
Nah.
you going to Joe'sburg
Yeah.
or whatever you
That would be
call it.
cold in
Johannesburg.
Joe'sburg.
Durban's pretty dangerous. So the first year we went there, we were just so clueless.
Yeah.
We were just going to this shopping centre. It was like a street back, and we didn't know that you're not meant to go a street back, like not really knowing. And we were just
one
like,
street only.
I mean, you've got to say it, not being racist, but we were the only white people in
Yeah.
this
You
supermarket.
stand out.
And
You're
you
allowed to
stand
say
out
you're a
like a
white
pig
person.
and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they just look at you. It's like they've
Yeah,
never
it's quite
seen
normal over there. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy, and like we were just shopping there each day, like, and it was just so cheap. Like, how good's this? This is like cheap as, but apparently we were going to like the ghetto supermarket,
Yeah.
like
Two
the
streets
one we
back.
shouldn't have gone to. And I spoke to one of the boys,
Yeah.
Beric, who's from over there, and he's like, "Oh, how you been going?" I was like, "Oh, I've been going to this supermarket." He's like, "What?" Like, honestly, looked at me and goes, "Don't go back there." He goes, "Have you been getting money out of the ATM?" I was like, "Yeah, we just like crowd around each other and help each other out." Like 4 young Aussie boys, like so clueless. He goes, "Can you promise me you will never go back
Don't
there?" He goes,
do it.
"For you to go there 3 days in a row and not get robbed or," and I was just like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah."
Wow.
He goes, "Well, your groceries super cheap." Went, yeah. He goes, "That's for a reason."
Wow. That's
So,
crazy. There's
it's
a whole
pretty-
other world out there, isn't there?
It's
Like,
crazy, but I think it's like it's the same as here. If you're walking around late at night with the wrong
Yeah.
people around there, it's just so much more. I don't know. It's a bigger area, and I guess there's a target on your back being, I don't know, just a bit more white, and I don't know. They just look at you as you're well
You're
off. Little do they
Like,
know that
bro.
we're a professional surfer earning $1.50, and
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
got like. I mean, yes, we probably have more money than, but we're not ripping. Like,
No,
I mean,
but they can tell if you're not from the area. It doesn't.
Yeah, they
it's not
just
just
know.
skin color. You can tell.
you can just
yeah.
tell from that, and you can even tell from the different accents. Like, there's. I don't even know.
or you
how
can
many-
tell by there's 4 white dudes going to a ghetto supermarket and just like
There's
laughing and going, "Woo, cheap groceries!"
Like, how
Looking
good's
at the
this
prices.
mint? Little did we know it was human mints. Just like, how good's this? It's cheap as, man. But no, it's cool over there. I stay with a local family, so they're really good.
That
like
helps.
you
That
know when
helps.
to like be
That's
safe,
awesome.
and
Yeah.
I've been staying with them for 8 years, so taking Michaela over, so they get to. We got when I first went there, the kids were like kind of pretty much nearly newborns each year I came, so they're 8 and 7 and 9
That's
now, maybe.
crazy.
So like, yeah,
Awesome,
proper
bro.
That
like
long.
nearly uncle status, which is really cool. And I can
Oh, you're an
kinda-
uncle.
Yeah, full uncle.
Yeah, you're the uncle.
Yeah, uncle.
That uncle that flies in, gets on the piss and fucking
Leaves.
eats biltong and steaks and
How
doesn't
good is
surf
Biltong?
sleep skitties
Biltong.
on
I've just
the
got
toilet.
to. I just really want to win there. It'd be
So
sick to
good.
win there because like the family's been there for me the whole time. Like to be able to like, I've had a few like decent
ones,
results,
yeah.
but like nothing crazy. So it'd be sick to win and like. I know. I said to Michaela, the safari that we're going after all depends on how many heats I make. So if I lose first
You go
hit,
to
we
the-
might be getting mauled by lions.
You'll be going to the right supermarket if you win.
Yeah, we'll be going to the street back supermarket.
You'll be sending Michaela to go get some cups of
Is
noodles
it
or
her
something.
first
Oh
trip?
mate, I gotta watch her. Like,
Yeah.
Is it a
pretty.
first trip overseas?
Not. Well, yeah, that far. She's been to
Yeah.
Bali, been to Fiji, but yeah, Africa's a bit different.
That'll be nice. You're taking her over.
Yeah, she'll be stoked. So gonna hang around. We got a little contest before as a practice, so
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
kind of like. I don't know, like practice, like the routine and that for that. Even though we had like the comp issues here, it's so different when you're overseas, and even I'm feeling it out. So it'd be cool to just have like, yeah, the family there. They come down and support. So it's a really cool atmosphere. So
How was last week? Was it the week before last or last
week
week?
before last, yeah, I was a big
event?
loser,
WS
but that's
yeah,
all right.
that's okay.
Ryan
how was,
got
How was
third.
the week, mate? How was the
It was a
week?
good week. Waves didn't really play ball till the weekend.
Yeah.
I competed on the Thursday. It was a real tricky arvo. Waited around all day.
What was it like? I didn't like.
It was really
catch
tricky on the Thursday, like real big, real
Yeah.
washy. But I'd surfed it like that a million times, but it's just hard when you're trying to fit all that into a 30-minute block.
Yeah.
I did everything right in my heat, and I lost with 10 seconds to go. A guy just got one down
Got
the
a good
beach
one.
and- Not even a good one. He just didn't need much. He needed a 5.
Yeah,
and a
right.
5's not much. And
Right.
I couldn't get close to him, and he gets a score, and you just, I don't know.
That
Live
hurts.
by the
Competition
sword and die by it. It's
surfing,
just
yeah.
competition surfing. Like you can surf the best heat, or you can, I know, kind of grind through. Which sucked. That's the start of the year. It just hurts when it's at home. Yeah,
Especially in UE.
you got all your friends and family. Like you work I don't know, for 5 months to train for that and then nothing. I mean, I've still got the whole year, but I mean, you wanted to start good at home.
True.
Of course.
So I kind of had to rebound, and Ryan was doing well, like local lad Ryan Cullen. So he got third, and then one of the other Aussie boys, Jacob Wilcox, got first. We had something to celebrate. I think younger me, I would have kind of run away from it.
Yeah.
Try to run away and I know.
Put your head in the sand.
Put your head in the sand and like avoid it, but I just kind of embraced it.
When you say washy, do you mean like real dumpy, like the waves weren't holding up, or
it was just like, honestly, it was like a fresh building swell. If you looked at it, it looked like whitewash everywhere. Like it was pretty big. We were kind of surfing the inside because you couldn't really get out the back in that time. It was like sun was out. It was a nice as day, but it was free. It was like the first day. Remember how like that week it got real cold? It was like the first morning was like, holy, it was winter now. Like, you were kind of like rugged up, wetsuit on. But nah, it's all right. That's how it goes. Got a long year ahead. Go to South Africa and then America, and then there's a little break. So yeah,
that's kind of like the
ups
thing
and downs
as well.
of it.
Like you go to South Africa with like a real great mind state of like you get to come in and then you're the underdog, and then like, you know, there's guys over there or people that come over here to Surfest, they come here with that same like mind state, like they're traveling so far, they've got to try and make it work. Like it's like a crazy difference.
Yeah, it's the wildest thing is one. I mean, there's one guy that's frothing at the end of the day, and it's the dude that wins. Second, you're usually like, all right, like I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah.
Quarters onwards, you're kind of like, okay, I've started all right. So like a fifth's nice. But yeah, it's I mean, it's the same as every sport. I mean,
that's right.
I mean, bit different footy on the weekend. There's, I know, happy teams that win and whatnot. But I mean, when you go to a contest and I think there's 96 of us and there's one dude that's happy at the end of that week, it's a pretty wild prospect to look at.
So different to like those team sports. Yeah,
it's like you can have a win each week and whatnot. I mean, it's the same as getting to the end of the year with the grand final and stuff. But I mean, there's teams that, I mean, even in surfing, there'd be kids that come, younger age group, that are first in the challenges. If they made a few heats, they'd probably be stoked. Like, that's their goal.
True.
That's what I remember saying that to you. I think.
Yeah, like when I was young, like, I mean, that would have been, if I'd lost close, I'd been like, oh, I gave it a good crack. But I mean, I'm at that part of my career where I'm like, I need to be doing better than that.
Yeah.
So,
how was the preparation? How did you feel going into it?
everything felt good. It was good to be home, like home with the family. Everything feels good. Mentally good. It's always a challenge at home. It's everyone wants the support, which is amazing, but sometimes you just got to kind of separate yourself from that and just know your role and know what you have to do. But yeah, I don't think anything from that part was the contributing factor to that. I just lost in like against my kind of will and my control, which is like the hardest thing in surfing. Sometimes it's like in the same retrospect of that, hey, I could have got 16 points, surfed the best heat ever, and that guy still might have beaten me. And then he beat me that Arvo guy that won. Sammy Pupo is a great surfer, and Pedersen got second on the buzzer. Then he went out the next day in the next round and got 17 points and had the best heat of his.
Had a massive day.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, when I seen that, I was like, far out. Maybe like in the long run, he did deserve to beat me. Like I know it was close. It could have gone either way. But then when he rocks out that next day, gets that, it's like hard to deny that he was like pretty skits. Like,
but then it's like you could have come out and had like an 18. You know?
Yeah,
like,
so you just never know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
think,
like if he come out the next day and lost, then you're all bummed.
Yeah, exactly. But I think sometimes it's like, you're not, you always want to go back and evaluate. It's like what was it, the preparation? Was it what I had that morning for breakfast? Sometimes there's no answer. Like sometimes you don't need to dive into it. It's like it happened the way it happened. It's all good. Like
that's what I kind of did. I went through it with my sports psych. He's like, do you reckon anything? I was just like, everything prep wise felt good. Boards felt nothing that I'd second guessed. Just so I had a shocker and I was second guessing everything, then there's something to kind of go through.
True.
But I think first of end of the year, it's like you don't need to try to recreate anything. Nothing.
Correct.
Like I'll go to South Africa and probably do the same thing preparation wise, because then nothing needs to change.
Yeah, just let it come to you.
Yeah, things just happen. Like
that's why
sometimes
it's a professional sport.
Like sometimes it's all
everyone
about
does the same prep or whatever, and it's like
you got to keep going, and sometimes the floodgates just open, and we all know about that. Like sometimes you just like it'll just open. Like I got third in Brazil last year in the last event after an injury, which was great. But I'm like, this year I need to do well. So you just got to keep plugging that. Just keep.
It's definitely a confidence thing too. Do you think? Like
100%. Last year I had no confidence post injury. I was just like, I felt like I was beating a dead horse. I was just like rocking up. Trying so hard, and then I tried to go against that after the first few events when it wasn't working. I was like, maybe I'll just go be normal Jacko and just drink beers, and that didn't work. I was like, what's gonna work? And then I went to Brazil, and it was last event of the year. I was like, well, I didn't actually want to be there. I was like, I'd rather just be home. not wasting money, but I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
And then I found a different motive, which a friend of mine, his wife was a bit crook at the time with breast cancer, so that was super close to home, Brad Russell and Jackie, and that was a really cool motive for me to turn almost my career at that point around, like to be able to do it for them. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a bit more than just surf. I was like, I'm going to donate 10% of what I make. I was like, if I lose first heat, it's pretty embarrassing. So I just had like this extra motive.
True,
Yeah.
true.
I don't need that this year, but at that point of last year in my career, I was like, I need that to like, and I just kept winning. I was like, wow. And
Yeah,
I got
it is.
third, and I was like, ended up being able to give him a fair bit of money and raise some awareness for breast cancer. It was Breast Cancer Awareness Month in that October, so it was pretty special.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think this year, like, I don't need that. Like, you can't have that extra motive every contest, but I think that was a great turning point. Like, okay, like, I still want to do this, because post-injury you start questioning, like, oh, could I just wrap it up? Like,
It's
a broken foot.
But
My
that's a
whole rig wasn't broken, but sometimes you start thinking that way.
That's
Sometimes
a floodgate moment, though.
Yeah,
Like,
so
yeah.
that's what I got to do. Like, it's nearly a year and a bit, or no, probably 9 months on. It's only first event of the year. You don't need to, I know, change anything too much. Still got, they've added 2 events now, so it's last year it was 5, now it's 7. So
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
bit extra travel. We go to Hawaii in January and then back here in Nui to finish. So I
Is
guess
that March?
Yeah, good.
March,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
I saw
to be able
that.
to finish back here in March with the chance of, I don't know, finding out I'm back on the tour in front of your family and friends.
How's
a bit.
it? So how's the
Mate,
main?
I'll probably burn the prince down. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pre-warn him now.
You've nearly burnt the prince down
Well,
after a night's win, so
Yeah.
We'll just have 2 vapes strapped to his hands, like.
Oh,
let's
oh, I'll make sure there's
No,
a shit.
I'll have the hat by then. I'll have the hat.
Would have started a side business already. The hat
plan
vape,
some stuff
the
in
vape
March.
hat,
Yeah.
the vat,
Vape hat.
the vat, the vat, the vat. Oh, that's good, mate. So how is it that they have 2 Newcastle Challenger events on tour? Like, is that just coincidence? Obviously, New is a great surfing spot, but like for the local boys, that's unreal.
For us, it's massive. And I think also it comes back to a lot of people around the world look at it and they're like, well, what? Like, there's so many great places around the world. And there is. But it comes back to funding. Like, where does the money come from?
Yeah.
Luckily enough, we had the council support this first one. And then once the council kind of showed the New South Wales government that they could run a really cool event, it's great for the area. They hadn't even run it yet, and they'd confirmed the second one. So I think they just proposed, like, WSL were looking for ways, like, where can we run another event? It's not ideal to run 2 in one location. But, I mean, if it gives us another event to surf, Newcastle love having it.
Yeah.
Warren Smith's so good at it. Kim Burton from the Burton Automotive family, they're going to sponsor it. Like, it's just like,
How good.
here, you know those people are reliable and they're going to run a contest. And I
they
just
love
think
it.
everywhere else in the world, it's like, you just don't know. Like, there's been France has been thrown up, that's been thrown out a bunch of times. So, yeah, I mean, for us, it's a great advantage. And for people that may listen that are like, why is there 2 events in Newey? It's honestly from the funding side. And we're not going to say no to an extra event.
No, of course not.
But I mean, everyone's like, what about one in Mexico? What about here? I'm like, yes,
So,
there's
yeah,
great
who's
ways.
paying for it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's
Is Pablo
sponsoring
Escobar
it?
going to sponsor it? Or who? Like,
Bailey talks.
Hopefully. Me and Pablo, major 2 sponsors.
but no, it's such
Arm
a
in
tricky
arm.
one, though.
Who's Pablo?
But you just like,
Never heard of him.
we're gonna never say no to an.
That's
an
so
event.
good,
And
bro.
like, even when they originally said it, we usually finish in October post Brazil, and then it kind of extends to January to March now. Which ideally, you're like, oh, I wouldn't mind having more prep to make the tour. But I mean, mate, I might not make it. I might not get a good result until Brazil, and then I have those 2 extra events to kind of
Yep.
fight. So
Come
you can
home
have
strong.
a quick start or an end. Like, so there's a lot of chances. Like, if it was a 5 event tour and I'd got the result I got here at home, I'd be like, oh, I'm on the back foot.
Yeah.
But there's still so much
Extra
time, and you know,
and finishing off back at home, I think that's a big win for you too. Like,
it'd be the cool. I've already, like, you have dreams about it now. I
Yeah,
know that
yeah.
I'm not even in striking distance. Like, Jacob's won, he's got 10,000 points. That's massive. Ryan's got 6,000. I'm at
Yeah.
the bottom.
yeah.
But to be able to look at, I don't know, that potential chance of being at home,
Yeah.
finding out you're going to make the tour is like, it'd be a dream come true. Like,
For
and I know
sure.
that we're all pretty stoked to be on home turf. And then we get to rebound straight into Bells, which is a
Yeah.
month later in Oz. So we can,
So good.
so lucky for us. Like,
That's so good,
So
mate.
for those that don't know, what are you looking like? What does it take to get on tour points wise? So how you just describe the points? I know how it works, but maybe the boys don't. Or
so an easy I don't know, way to describe it is like, so you win, you get 10,000.
Yeah.
You get second, you get 7,800. I think equal thirds, like 6,005, 6.5. Then you come down the quarters, which is like 4 and a bit, I think. And then you kind of come back to a ninth, which is another 2-man round, 33, 3,300-ish,
Yeah.
and then you kind of go down
Keeps
from
going,
there.
yeah,
So I think first round I get 400 or 500. So it's essentially a throwaway. So best
Yeah.
5 out of the 7, so you
Yeah.
can drop 2.
Yeah.
So in the way I'm looking at it, I've had a throwaway.
Yeah,
I can only really
exactly,
afford
yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, every year it changes. We've got more events now. So the cut last year was, last spot might have been about 15,000, and that was in 5 events.
Yeah.
So you're probably looking at maybe 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So 20 in 5. So what's that? 20 divided by 5, 4,000. So you need in 5 quarters, which
Yeah.
is
yeah.
pretty
Good high
gnarly.
quality.
Like that's
That's a
high
lot.
quality.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's. But I mean, things can change too. The tally can come down because different guys may just take the points. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
old Johnny from Costa Rica might win, and then I know Jacob might win again. And Jacob's taken 20,000 points. He makes
Yeah.
the tour.
Yeah.
But then someone else didn't get the 10,000 there. So there might be
Slides
guys
down,
way,
yeah.
way up, and then the cut line
Will shift.
where
Depending
will
on,
shift on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many fifths you can have. It's four guys every event could get 5th
Yeah.
Yeah.
out of 7 events. Like it's
And like
a
you're
lot of
starting in a
points.
group of 80, like
Yeah.
a heat of 80 usually, or 60 or whatever it is.
They
It's
start in 96, and then a
96,
lot of the
there you
guys
go.
with high seeds like myself, we start around at 80, so we skip around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it'd be interesting to chat about. We should do a little chat like post Brazil in October, and we can like
Yeah.
give you a lowdown on points because you'll understand it a bit more. Then like 2 events to go. All right, I may not be doing well. I'll be doing well. I need this, or I need to kind of hold my spot, just keep making heat. So like
Yep.
guys will start surfing on the defense. Other guys are going massive because they're like, I
Attacking.
either need a win or
True.
there's no chance. So
And is that similar to purse in golf, would you say?
It's similar to the way they do the order of merit each year, which is essentially the exact same as what Jacko's talking about. When I went well in Aussie, it was all prize money. So there's a leaderboard on how much money you've won, and that's that.
That's it, yeah.
Now they do a point system. So it's quite literally the same. Like it's like you get a certain amount of points for a win of this level of event. If it's like a major on the Aussie tour,
Yep.
like Aussie Open or something, it's like 10 times the, you
Yeah.
know, what it was like 5 times the points or whatever, something like that. So yeah, and then you got to be in the top 50 or else you have to go back to Q school and grind it out for like a bottom spot to work your way back up. Like
it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's just all different names. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's right, yeah.
you got like, I know, PGA, then like
Yeah.
those 2, and then fastest like the World Tour, and then the Challenger.
Yep.
The Challenger's nearly there. Like you're nearly
Yeah.
the level of surfing is. Most of you deserve to be there, but there's only those select spots, and then you come back to the regional QS where like it's honestly a grind. Like there's so many guys that could be on the Challengers from there as well, but you're
True.
coming back to your local region, trying to compete for those 10 spots. So those 10 go up from each region, and then there's only 10 from the worldwide that go to the tour. So it's
And there's no mid-season anymore. Is
no
that right?
mid-season cut from this year was the last year. So then next year, if I get on tour from March of next year, I'll be on for the whole year, and then you can only fall off at the end.
Yeah, that's crazy. I always thought that was crazy that you could, you know, get your like tour card essentially,
Yeah.
like in golf, and then you get your tour card, but if you don't get off to a good start, you can get cut. It's
Yeah.
like you didn't have the whole season to make the
Yeah, it's
most
brutal.
of.
So I
Cutthroat,
got
yeah.
I got through it one year, and then so I finished 21st one year, which was one spot in.
Yeah.
And I finished 22nd the next year, and I was one spot out. So it's like so crazy.
And that's
But
when it was
now,
hectic.
yeah, that was hectic. Like you're going to Margaret River, just like you're watching your dreams just die, or you're like,
Yeah.
it's the craziest day of your life. But
In or
now it's
out.
at the end of the year, so you've got 10 events to put your best foot forward, and then the only thing now is like once you fall off, because you're falling off at the end of the year, you have to wait until the following year to get back on. At least with that mid-season cut, if you fell off in May, you could be back on by December.
True.
So that's the thing that was like the one positive of it is it was a short rebound, but
Yeah.
mentally it was so hard to go from the highs of the highs
Yeah.
to the lows of the lows to try to compete well again. It's not a lot of people. There's a few guys. Like Sammy Pupo was a brilliant one, but he's been so unlucky. But he's been going from
and
tour to
forth,
tour.
Yeah.
So he has got back on tour, but it's still been super hard. And mentally, it's just like you don't know where you lie. You're just like in two different areas. So I think in the long run, this will be much better for the crowd, for the proper fans. It's like you're going to have a whole year, see your favourite surfers compete the whole year.
Good.
Back in the best way.
Which they deserve to do because they've made the tour.
Yeah,
You know what I
100%,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They deserve a whole year to get to like my back end of the season. I get to sharpen up and hopefully have a crack at
Well, it's
True,
crazy
true.
because there'd be certain guys that make the tour that are better at places like Pipe or Tahiti or Fiji, and they're post-cut events, so you can't actually make it there unless you make it. And they're expected to surf these other waves at the start of the year that may not be their forte, and they don't get rhythm, they don't get...
It's even more luck. It's like the cream rises to the top, the more events.
Yeah.
You find out who is the most consistent,
True,
well-rounded surfer.
Well, there's guys this year, like Griffin's now in the top 10, but 3 events ago, he was looking at falling off tour on the cut line. Like, I mean, he's experienced enough to overcome that, but you're looking at it going, there's no way Griffin falls off tour. Like, he's been in the final 5 the last 2 years, but he had a bad start.
Yeah.
Shit went against him, and that's how it goes. But he was lucky enough to turn it around. But not many guys, like, he'd been on tour for long enough that he was like, I can turn this around. But if your first year going, I've worked my whole life to make the world tour, you might walk away after the cut maybe making $100,000, like maybe. Like, where's that? Like, you work, you dedicate. Not that the money is what you do it for.
True.
You still work so hard to have something to show.
But also, it's like...
You should get 10 events and you can make... Not that the money's, but you could make $200,000-$300,000.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I did a year on the world tour. I was pretty sick.
And that's not a that's not a salary. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's
but
just prize money.
Yeah,
so I
that's
don't
not a
know what other
salary
people are earning.
to
People
get
all on
there as
different-
well. Like like if you're playing for, say, you're on minimum contract for the nights. Obviously, you pay tax.
Yeah.
But you're not paying however much to fly around the world and stuff. That's in
True,
your pocket.
true.
You know?
True.
Yeah, I reckon that's the crazy thing. You look at it, you're like, I mean, not to compare sports, but I think like footy players, when they talk about all their big contracts and stuff, it's like, boys, you're just doing so well. The club covers everything from day to day.
Yeah.
You actually take home a lot of it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
might pay more tax than us in a weird way because we're putting our money out there.
Yeah.
To have
Still works
deductibles
out.
and stuff like that. But I mean, mate, even if you had the stability of a 150, 200 grand contract, which in the NRL is quite low,
Yeah.
you got the stability of like, okay, but for
Yeah.
us, like I know ups and downs of a year. You might make 51, you might
Well,
make
I think the
100
training
next.
trials are like 120 maybe.
Yeah,
or
it's a
something
pretty
like
good
that.
like,
50 grand a year.
Yeah.
Or something, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
once it's
yeah,
taxed,
yeah.
it's
Yeah, but still, like you got
something,
everything
yeah.
paid for, and then like us, you're like watching your money
Yeah.
go away.
But
and-
the way you look at it, and from knowing you two both, like how dedicated you both are to the big picture, any prize money is just an investment back into yourself anyway.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not ever,
like
it's
you
not
put
ever
it-
just
you
like yahoo.
don't-
Like,
you
Yeah,
put it
buying
in
a new car.
You don't sit on it and just be like, oh, perfect, I'll just go dip into whatever. Like, there's nothing else.
No, you
Like,
can't. You can't afford to, or
No,
else you
it's
just
like-
lose.
it just compounds. You either got to
Yeah.
chuck it in
You're earning
savings, like in
years.
your
Yeah.
savings to use, or you got to like
Yeah.
go, okay, I might put a little bit away for life.
But then
like,
imagine
Yeah.
like grabbing 30K and betting on yourself again, say. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that year wasn't my greatest, I got this, but now I've got to bet on myself again that I'm not just going to waste this 30K by then going back overseas and
Yeah.
doing like what you have to do. It's
so
crazy.
much gambling, eh?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much sports. Just like it's just like
Yeah.
you're backing yourself to do well. And of course, you believe in yourself, and luckily for a lot of us, there's companies. But I mean, everything's just kind of changing.
True.
But I mean, everyone's like, oh, like you got stickers on your board and you're doing well, and yeah, like, you do good. But I mean, there's a lot of expenses. Like South Africa is going to cost 5-6 grand
Yeah.
easy, and
Yeah.
to make profit out of that, you're probably making semis minimum. Like I went to
Yeah.
Brazil, like I said, got third. We were in Portugal before. I got third in Brazil in the last one, and I was still kind of at a loss.
Yeah.
Post comp, but not that. That's what it's about.
No,
But that's the reality of it.
yeah.
though.
That's the reality. It's like a lot of
It's hard to not think about that competitively too.
yeah. It's hard. Like,
I'm out here on a 6K trip. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I've got to do this.
yeah, I got to
But you still got to stay. Well, from what I know,
Well, the best one, my first comp over won in Japan when I was young. I actually told the story to someone the other day. They were like, I didn't know, but the Japanese government have thrown more money in. So I think it was 10 grand to win a 1-star, which is back when it was like the smaller ranking stuff and you could travel anywhere. And I was just going there to generate points, and I was this pretty chubby ginger kid, like versing like tiny Japanese guys and like tiny mates. Like,
that's when you stick out.
like if you were like
They're lighter than their
like
balls.
I was a big boy. I was a pretty solid lad
was
too,
small,
and I
so-
wouldn't have been picked to win it. And I managed to win. It was right before Mum passed away. There was a few special moments within that. But I found out at the end, like when I signed the check to like when I'd won and the prize money, I looked at that. I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of yen. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck's that? Did the maths on my phone. I was like 10 grand. Dad didn't tell me. He was like, yeah, they boosted the prize money. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I got 10K. Like, how good
20
is this?
million
Like,
yen.
and
Little
I got to like Toyota Corolla at the time. I'm gonna buy a car. I'm gonna do all this cool shit. And I got home and Dad goes, "What are you doing, mate?" I was like, "Oh, I got all this money." He's like, "How do you think you got there?" I I was like, oh, I don't know, like, just go
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Mate, you're in 6K of debt to me. I just thought there was, I was 18, like super young at the time, and mum and dad helped me out at that point, and I was like, he goes, yeah, you may as well just give it all to me, and you can put 4K down for your next few trips. And I was like, far out. I just was like, made 10 grand, all this sick money, but it wasn't even mine. Like, I had no idea that at that age, I had no idea that. Now I know, like now when I leave, I'm like, I look at my credit card, I'm like, whew.
That's the lesson you're
Mate, but how good are parents though? Like they do that without even blinking.
True.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was just because I was kind of boasting around going, yeah, mate, 10 grand. Dad kind of had to grab me and go,
mate.
you didn't really.
No.
You made 4.
You've
I'm going to take it. And then you've paid back your debts to old big boy, mum and dad. Like, that was like mum and dad said till about, I think I was 18, 19 when they kind of stopped that kind of full support, and then it's just been all on me. But like I know if I called dad one day, I was like, hey, I need you to back me, he would. Sometimes
Which
it's
is
easier.
nice. That's
sometimes
really
easier to go to family than a bank going, hey, I'm going to go back myself for a whole year for 30K.
Yeah.
They can look at you and go, no way.
Yeah.
So
Don't come to me, mate, because I got no money. So
I don't think
I'll
any of us
still
do.
back it. There was a few other over the weekend, a few other viral things I want to chat about. Are you boys familiar with Happy Allen?
Yeah, I actually seen him at the pub. He was on fire.
Have you boys know Happy Allen?
No.
The cream
Really?
pie, the Long John guy.
What? What did he say?
I get into some pretty
Allen.
deep real stuff
Mate,
and viral stuff, but I've
Come
never
on,
heard
boys.
of Happy John, Long John, or whatever the hell you just
The
said.
guy who eats the cream buns, Jacob.
amazing.
Jacob.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Jacob's nodding.
He was flown up from Newey Fried Chicken
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
to eat their Newey Fried Long John.
They
which is
made like a Long John, like a
What's
like
a Long John?
So
it's like a
I'm pretty sure old people wearing it
It's
keep
like
their
a-
pants up.
Shut up. So it's like
what's in your
it's like a
pants.
cream bun. It's like that long, and they put cream and jam in it, and they kind of like icing sugar at the top of it. Like
Right.
not. But apparently he was saying when he got here, it's like no places in Newey have Long Johns. But he went viral from. It's like a video of him hungover, and he's got a
He's
Long
pretty
John.
funny.
And
way.
he's-
Have you not seen this
And,
guy?
he's got a Long John. He just goes to his mates like under over how many bites is going to take me to get it. And he
Oh, is
bangs
he a
these-
Newey lad?
No,
No,
he's from
a
the Goldie.
Goldie.
Oh.
But he bangs
he's
it in 2 bites, man.
He's blown up online for just eating cream
Is that
buns.
what you need to do?
I think it's his personality though.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
pretty
He's
funny.
pretty weird, pretty funny,
And gets bagged all the time, too. I
Just
can't
smokes
imagine.
darts every day, like has beers every day. Like he's pretty funny.
Mate, he's at the beaches till who knows when.
Was he
after
at
me.
beaches, was he?
Yeah, and then I seen him the next morning put up a video of his mate laying there hung.
They look dust.
And he goes like, yeah, there's one of two people. There's 2 people in the world, and it was like his mate asleep, and it was him having another skewy at like 10 a.m. I was just like, you're a maniac.
You see him
man.
flying home. He's had a VB in the
A
airport.
VB in the airport at like 6 p.m. last night. I was
the
just going.
boys were just sitting there dead, and he just having to be. He's like, the
That's
boys,
what
are-
Lee
boys are
looks
having a
like
nap.
he's built different.
It does. It does.
That's wild.
I was too
I'd
scared to
get-
go say
I
hello
would
to him at
get-
the pub. I was like, I
I'd
know
get drunk
me and
off
you
his
would
breath.
be real bad. Like,
Yeah.
I said, kind of looked at him from distance. I was like, yo, and I was like, I'm not going.
Well, I
over
was
there.
trying to get him on the podcast. I was messaging him, and I was like, he's like, mate, I'm too busy. In my mind, I'm like, you're just drinking too many beers.
He'd be
Like,
smacking Long Johns.
You kind of want him like mid session.
I
Like
know.
get him like you'd have to have this thing. You'd have to have the fans on and
You'd have
shit.
to
He'd
have
be
a
just
Long
puffing
John.
darts.
Just a fridge of
He's a
beers.
core lord though. There's no vape going on there. He's just
Nah.
straight durries.
Yeah,
And I
he's just lighting them
respect
up.
that.
But so honestly, what he does is he gets a Long John from different bakeries around the Goldie,
Yeah.
and he eats them in 2 bites, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Does
I
he
must
get him
say,
down in 2?
He has
Yeah.
no gag. He just goes
Like,
bang. Like,
there is
they
an element of
disappear.
skill in this. I will give him that.
And it looks like he's choking half the time he's eating. It's I get in the vortex on all this.
I
Pretty
know.
sick, man.
It is good, but he eats custard tarts and like he'll just scull a beer, eat a custard tart. It's,
Mate,
it's
he'll-
pretty loose.
I don't know if he's ones
I'm
that
just real into his story. Like,
I don't know if he's ones where he gets people to video that genuine. I think sometimes they're
Fuck, they're
people he
funny.
knows,
So
but he's
he
got like
pretends
old
to
people. There's
scare
been a
him.
few.
Rah.
He goes rah. So he goes, oi, can you video this for me? And he just passes them the phone. He's like, yeah, keep it on. It's video. And then they turn around and then he goes, rah. Oh, I scared you. And he goes, oh, no, it's just me. And he'll have like a beer or he'll have a Long John in. He'll just like be standing at the beach at the Goldie just banging a Long John.
it is funny. But he was around New in the weekend, hence why
There you
I
go.
brought it up. And
How good's that?
Man,
eating
I might
Long
have to go
Johns.
try that chicken Long John. Not
I
that I'm going to
know.
eat it
Cream
in 2
cheese,
bites.
sweet chili sauce. It looked all right.
Yeah, we'll show you after. We'll put it
Yeah,
up.
right.
but
Maybe that
it's-
could be a challenge for Bailey to try and smack in
Bailey?
2 bites.
I'd get a cramp in my fucking jaw or something.
I reckon I'd have some. Oh, mate. It'd be
You know
good.
when you try and bite into a burger and you just start getting... Do you just get cramps in your jaw?
Nah.
Nah, I don't bite that
I'm going to be real careful, eh?
up. Nah, you've been putting too much time in your eyes. You need to watch out on that jaw.
Old Fred over here.
Too much
Fucking-
talking. No.
Oh, it is Bailey. It is
my
Bailey
mouth doesn't
talk.
get
Why
wide,
if
eh?
it wasn't Bailey's?
Bailey's jaws.
My mouth, I'd be a terrible
Jawsome.
gay. I'd be a bad gay, like a really bad gay.
Hey, on the
Like,
topic
I'm
of that, not that he is, but he'd be probably a real good guy. if he's throating long, he's like,
You could put a ball sack in there, like a big ball sack in the mouth.
Do you reckon
Easily.
he's grabbing it? Is he taking Long John into nuts, or do you reckon he's getting a bit of shaft then nuts?
I think he's taking it all.
And how long is a John? Really?
wait, all the long, wait,
massive.
there's all different sizes of Johns.
True.
I'd be a bad
Me,
gay.
you're
That's all I
different,
know. Oh, my mouth's too small. Sorry, next. Not for me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, the guy's a maniac though. You kind of got to respect it. You got to find your
You
niche.
do. You
and
do.
It's an interesting niche, so I don't know how healthy it is for your rig because the guy does not
Nah.
like. If you saw what he did, you would think he'd be like 110 kilos. Like at least
Yeah.
put on weight.
How
during
big
this
is he?
time.
He's not feeling good about himself throughout the week.
No,
surely.
he honestly.
Is he a big boy or
nah,
not?
he's
Nah,
not.
nah.
We'll get him up. But
Really?
he's
Kai
like,
size.
I don't reckon
Pretty
he's
small.
much bigger than me or Kai. And he honestly, and
Yeah,
he hasn't got any bigger since he started doing it. Like he lives off Long Johns and like
Fucking hell.
restaurants get him in to like do a video because he's just funny and he's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
neck and piss the whole like on a Tuesday night at a restaurant.
Gosh.
Skull and beers. And then we had the Motorino pop up.
Motorino pop up was gone.
Did you go in the
They
Kai?
did
Did you
super
go in?
well.
Nah, didn't make it.
Blakey did.
Nah, Blake
Yeah.
made it.
How
Yeah,
was it,
Blake
mate?
was on their socials.
I
He was
haven't
looking
taken
mad.
this thing off for
Mate, I was
3
going
or
to
4
say, we're
days.
really, today, got the hat on, jumper on, hat on. We're really repping.
Kit.
We got to rep. We got to
Motorino.
rep the Newey one. I was like, man,
How was it, boys?
It was really cool. Boys are
yeah.
legends. They wanted to. I was chatting to them a few months ago. They were going to do it maybe in a pub or something. I think
Yeah.
they might do it next time in like do the shop and then maybe at the Prince or somewhere and have like a little pop up thing.
That'd be nice.
But no, they did really well. I think I picked a really good area. The Junction's great.
Whereabouts was it in Junction exactly?
Kind of crossroad from Subway. I think it's
Yeah.
Kendrick Street. I think.
Crossroad from
right.
Lotus
yeah,
and then
yeah,
down.
yeah. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So they did like a little
Cool.
kind of line of like the hats, the
Yeah.
shirts. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty easy. Like it's kind of Roosters, Knights colours. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of a good collaboration, and
True.
it fell on a good week. I think they planned to have it around that.
That's
game.
clever.
Yeah.
That is clever.
They love the Chookies. They got the
Yeah.
win. I said, "You're gonna freaking have it." But no, it was really cool. They did a little pop up. I went in on the Friday. It was a bit cold, a bit windy a day. It was still
Yeah.
pretty chockers then.
Yeah.
But I seen the videos of the Saturday and I heard
That's crazy.
Heard they were sold out of like the Newey stuff before the midday on the Saturday.
Mate, it was lined up out the door.
Did you get a few? So you got your jumper. What else did you get?
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, I was just like, there was that many people. I was pretty rattled. I was telling Kai, I'm just like, there's that many
Too
people
much,
around, and you
overwhelming.
know,
Oh, I'd be
because
shit.
Newey's a small place, so you know, boys, and you're like, hey, yeah, and then everyone's just like vultures going at all the different pieces and stuff. So I just picked up. There was just one of these. I just picked it up.
Grabbed it.
And I just got in line.
Yeah.
Got some shorts, hat, and then
Yeah.
just checked the sizes at the end. I was like,
What did it come
in,
to?
In
What was
and
it-
out.
What was
in
the
and
final
out.
amount?
Yeah, what
did it
type of
cost you?
brand is it? Like,
What's
is
that?
Is it a high quality? Oh, like
Yeah,
I know
it's
it's high
good.
quality, but
It's
like, is
good.
it an expensive shop? Like what's a?
Not,
Yeah.
no,
I
not,
don't
not
know.
overly. It's just kind of just your basic
I think
street
it's
kind of
yeah,
wear.
it's pretty stock standard. Same
Yeah.
as what you'd pay for something like
I'm still running
Earls or
secondhand
whatever.
Jacko jumpers from
Yeah,
Channel
nothing wrong with that.
Islands.
I remember that
nice.
one.
Yeah,
Spilled a few
Few
beers
years
on that one. No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
But
I
no,
don't
it's such a good concept. And I thought the thing that really, made me interested to actually go is because I buy heaps of their stuff, but a lot of the stuff that they had in there, they weren't on. It wasn't online. It's
True,
never been
exclusive.
They
released.
made you kind of come in.
So
had
they
the-
made you come in, and you're like, "Oh, this is sick!
One
I
of
haven't
one.
even seen this before." Yeah.
Well, the Newey hats is a good idea. Like
They did
come
Newey
in-
hats, Newey shirts. They reckon they were gone on the
Gone
Saturday, and
since.
then
Yeah.
even like they had the few knits that were pretty sick. Like they're like
Yeah.
proper well made knits that were
Yeah.
real cool. They
Did
went
you get a
real
few
quick.
things?
I just got the hat and the shirt. I just kind
Yeah.
of stuck
To be
Newey.
fair,
Just
it's
because I'm in a bit of a tricky one with Rip Curl. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my major sponsor. I have to wear that. But
Yeah.
I mean, around home, like supporting friends and companies, like a hat's
Yeah.
pretty sweet, and like a shirt.
Yeah.
So like, and it was really cool to like. I kind of explained that they were like, grab a few more things. They were kind of trying to help. I was just like, hey, like,
Yeah, easy tiger.
but they're legends. Like they were really cool
Yeah.
guys. They were super happy with how successful it was. They had a bit of a belter on the Saturday, which is sick.
Good.
Like showed them around Newey. Even I've got to talk to the boys about. We're going to do a golf day in November, 14th of
True.
November. So yeah, we'll get the boys around. They're going to bring a team up at
good.
Maryville the Golfie. So yeah,
How
they want to
good.
be a part of it. And yeah, it's really cool. So it's good networking for that. Having like. I know, some different personnel, not just surfers, get some
Yep.
different crew on it, which would be really cool. So
I've played Merriweather before.
yeah, you're really good at it. I think you got a hole in one on hole 3.
Yeah, it was.
What?
I think
Yeah.
That's barely a whole 3, mate. That's like a.
Oh, so everyone else
He's
has the
taking
gold
it
one.
away. He's taking it away
No
from
one else
you.
has one.
Was it off the Blues?
I made it. Yeah.
it was
Was it off the
it was
yellows?
phenomenal.
Was it in comp?
Yeah.
It was in comp.
Oh, that's sweet then.
Yeah, is
Was
that
it?
right? Yeah, it was.
It was in comp. I was there. I played the worst round of my life.
Is that a 5-pointer?
Yeah, that is a 5-pointer.
That's your round done there. That's just.
Mate, he
Well, that's
actually,
kinda where
he
I'm
actually
home.
finished around pretty well. I went full, like, couldn't concentrate. I just felt like I got the hole in one.
Yeah, Jacko like started
Shit.
layering up, and I was like, we did always promise that we would get on the beers.
Yeah,
and I
he didn't live up to the...
no.
Because he had a grom on the way, so I just went,
Yeah,
all right, sweet, I'll get...
You'll do it.
Yeah,
Two at a time.
I'll do it.
Tell me-
So then when I got
what
home,
happened
Mahale
with
was
the
like,
shot?
why are you drunk?
Little slam dunk, bit of spin. What happened?
Off
teed
the
it up.
side mount.
Perfect, really. So
It's like a little bowl, really. It's always going to go in.
came
isn't
off
it?
the
just
bowl.
a nice gap wedge. Blake would obviously get this. So it's
Gappy.
just look. It's probably like 126 to the flag.
Yeah.
My back's look,
got
it felt
good up
good.
to
I was
the
just
swing.
a knockdown, like just little.
Yeah. Cruisy.
Like, I
Club
didn't
back in the
think-
bag.
Hit it
Yeah,
nice.
like
I picked up the
think I
tee and
threw
felt
it
good.
or something. Like
I thought it'd be close.
Yeah.
No, I hit it. And it
We
hit the-
watched this thing.
hit
It
the-
hit the. It could have honestly, from an external point of view, it could have rolled in the bunker if it had spin that way, and it hit the lip of the bunker. And I've never seen something hit like an edge of that bowl and just go straight at the hole. I thought it had too much curry. I was like,
Really?
you might even want flag. Yeah, there's
Straight
no one up
in.
there holding the flag.
Take it out. Take it out.
Straight in.
Straight in.
Update. Sorry, I've been on my phone.
No, let's stay on this for a bit.
sorry.
So
Yeah, they're
it
hole in
just-
one, hole in one.
it just went-
But it was
just went in the
me,
hole.
Kai, Manning Gregory, and Bryce Kennedy, and we all couldn't. Like, it was the
JJ
first one I've ever
Spawn.
couldn't
Got
even.
par the last.
Give us an update.
Is it
Blake.
over?
No. Oh, maybe he's
Did
got a
Scotty blow it?
par the last to win US Open.
Who's that?
One of American JJ Spawn. Yeah.
Is he in the league?
Big Bobby McIntyre. If he bogeys it, I played heaps with Bobby.
What happened to Adam? Was it Adam Scott?
He blew it.
Did he?
Oh, I had money on Victor
Mate, that
the
one the
Inflictor.
eagle he had was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The one that
I
spun
think he
nearly
just had
in.
nearly 6 over this. Like they just got stormed out. I think a little bit this morning.
Mate, how is that comp? So there's so many golf comps where like guys that win are like 11, 12,
Yeah.
15 under some of them. And then you see a comp and like the winner might be 3
He's got
under.
2 putts to win.
And like not even
Fucking
many
long
people
putt.
are below par. That's so gnarly.
Oh, he just birdied
my
it.
God. That
Birdie,
is
Easy, just
wild.
birdied the win.
Live reaction.
that was
No
epic.
way.
so cool.
So he's
Was
won.
it? Oh,
Mate, that is the biggest win.
JJ.
he was 4
Every
Only
over or
person
something.
under par
Yeah,
for the whole
is
tournament.
wild.
No way.
He's
That's
just won a
loose.
US Open.
So for
I can't
clarity of
tell
that,
you
do
how
they
big
always
that is.
run
Who's JJ?
the US Open at
Is he American?
He's
is he a
American,
Yank?
yeah.
We don't want Yanks winning though, do we?
No, he's good. He's
Seems like a legend.
Yeah.
Gaz, my coach, has worked with him a
True.
bit. Yeah, he's a weapon.
So does the US Open play at Oakmont every year?
No,
No,
it
so
changes.
that changes. That's what I
But
thought.
US Open is one of the tournaments that they're just like every year, doesn't matter what course they go to,
They
they're
make it
like,
hard.
we are going to make it so
Really
hard.
hard. Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
why you see that score and stuff.
Because
Which is
what's he at? 3
loose.
under.
He's one
One under.
He's the only
The
one
only
under
person
par.
under par.
From that birdie.
That is wild, bro.
What's it? He was at par.
I can't.
That was like underratedly. Those greens are ridiculous.
Oh,
like he
mate.
just sunk a huge
He's
putt. That's
got
probably the longest
emotional.
putt of the
He's
Bro.
got
tournament. Probably.
He's got 3 million tiers there, bro.
Yeah,
He's got
mate.
money.
More than that.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I
You
can't
don't even want to
imagine.
know.
It'd be nice.
It'd be over 4 million.
Oh, that's.
I
What
honestly
do you
reckon-
go?
Wait,
What
that
do you-
sounds dreadful. That sounds
If
awful.
you go play that course tomorrow, what are you shooting?
Oh my
Kai?
god.
Oh, yeah.
Are you finishing your
Probably
round?
like 80.
No.
Yeah, I was thinking 90.
Far out.
I seen the Bryson.
80.
people
Oh, mate,
I'm going
asking-
200.
some of those-
100?
Some of those par fours are like
800,000.
If I'm
500.
playing Stableford and I'm shit off the tee, I'm
Oh,
a
no.
wipe every hole.
Yeah,
Like, honestly,
I've just got a big dirty pee everywhere if
What
I'm
I
playing that
saw-
thing at a 30
You're playing
handicap.
stroke. Stroke. You've got to get in the
stroke,
cup every.
I'm over 200.
I've got a
Yeah.
few snowmans and a few eights in
It
the
would
car. A few
take-
snowmans.
Well, they asked a few of the pro, like, what
Yeah.
do you think an 18 handicapper? And I'm a 30 handicap, so I'm at 300s, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's just
With a
it'd
few
just
of
be
my
so hard
mishits.
to finish because the rough is so thick. So once you go in there, it's like you can't. It's so
might not be
you
getting
have to
ball
like
out.
really hit a hard full wedge and not
It's
let
like
it flip
string.
over.
It's like
yeah,
stringy
just-
rough. Like
I seen a shot of Rory maybe a few days ago, and he hit
He
one
was
and it
not
went
impressed.
backwards.
yeah.
Let's bring
And
up
he kind of had to
Rory.
laugh about
I
it.
wasn't
Yeah,
real
like,
impressed with his
so
Rory's
antics
a
on the
tool.
course, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
Why?
what
was
was
he
to
doing?
go
I'm a
there?
bit
I'm not too
disappointed.
in the golf.
He
range.
talks a big
He's a
game,
spoiled brat.
and he's
Is he?
smashing tee box things, like throwing
He
clubs.
threw his club. That was gangster. That's a bit of a me.
Very Bailey
Well,
talks.
it's, like, it's definitely how I
That's
would
when Blake
operate.
takes all his money. He's like a Charlie. Going, "Rah."
I've always found Rory.
I don't know.
really
I'm a bit
hard
off
to
him.
like.
I'm a bit off him after that, if I'm being honest. I think
Well,
it's pretty
there's
poor.
a, like in any sport, I think there's like a duty to show good like body language.
But it's
like,
also
I mean,
golf,
it's like,
which is like a gentleman's game. Like,
I mean, in
which
surfing,
I
guys
can't
will punch
fucking
their
talk
sled,
at all,
like
but-
punch their boards and
Yeah.
stuff, and that's bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, throwing a golf club, like I mean, even like when they throw them in the ground and stuff, it's like etiquette. And
I
I mean,
just
even
thought when he smashed a tee box, there was a thing on the tee box,
Yeah.
and he smashed his club and just cracked and like went everywhere. That's not a good look.
Now it's just going to be in. Yeah, I understand that there would be that much pressure and like there's a lot happening in the week. But
True. He's been
I don't
playing
know,
well.
I
He
just
probably was
don't-
hoping to do
but,
well.
but still, it's not like he's smashing that box because he lost 30 grand. He's got millions in the bank. Like I think that's
I
what they
find
forget.
Rory really hard to like with his interviewing and media
I do
stuff.
too.
Well, he said something, wasn't he? Saying that
I'm
he
off
was
him.
blaming the journalists and stuff. That you guys, you're the issue. It's like,
Yeah.
mate, you're in a sport where you're going to get criticised. You're getting paid to be able to overcome that criticism, be in that position,
Yeah.
and
Like,
be
yeah, I'm
okay
off
with
him.
their questions. Like that's okay. They're going to be the media are going to be the media. They're going to be that way. You have to learn to deal with it. In surfing, it's fine. We don't have to.
What are your
it's,
thoughts?
it's never hard, but like if someone was to grill you, you got to learn how
My
to take it.
thoughts?
What are your thoughts on what we're talking about?
Like
How
on
we-
Rory?
how we-
Yeah, from
how
a
we
golf
take
side.
Rory.
No, I think well, you all know how difficult golf is as a mental sport, as in like you have so much time. I can 100%. I've never snapped a club or even thrown a club, to be fair, like on purpose. But you can see 100% with how angry you can get. Like I
Yeah.
can see how people do it. I understand it. Yeah, it's not great if you're trying to build a brand or
Can I say my issue is that he claims to be like the face of the PGA and this real good guy who, you
Yeah.
know, but if you're behaving like that, I don't know, it doesn't really align with me.
yeah. Well, you get away with a fair bit if you're a good player. Like
True. I think he does
Is
get
there-
away with
yeah,
a fair
there's
bit.
different standards for
yeah,
different people.
100%.
Yeah,
If that's someone that is
Tyrell Hatton or someone.
no, well, Tyrrell's he's a funny one because that's his character.
Yeah.
He's
Swearing.
swearing, talking shit. like he's throwing gloves like he is funny. Like people love him for that.
True.
But someone like Rory, I know what you mean. He's a little bit more of the face. He actually is the face of the PGA Tour, US PGA Tour. Yeah, so it's a funny one. I know what you mean about character. I was more so like the thing I didn't like, and I was probably a little bit biased, but all the stuff. I think we spoke about it before with the Live and the PGA, all the political rubbish. Like, mate, there's always a number. There's always a number of millions that you're going to go
100%.
to the other side for. It's
Mate, I'd
happening
go
in
to the,
Super
I don't
League.
even know what the dark side of surfing would be, but I'd do it. If there was a Kazakhstani tour that
So
threw me,
good. Yeah,
couple
Dubai.
hundred-
Yeah,
I wouldn't
they
even
get you in the
care, man.
wave pool.
Yeah.
Jack
Mate, I made the tour once. That was my
Saudi
goal.
funded.
If some guy's going to throw me money to go surf in a desert, 100%.
Yeah, and build another brand. It's like it's the exact same thing that the boys on the US tour, or especially some of the top tier guys on the US PGA tour that were doing for they're not going without. They're getting this. They're getting cash.
They're
not
doing well.
But it looks like from when Liv started up, it looked like everyone was they're taking this many million to go. And then there's other guys. No one ever hears about the other guys that are probably taking millions to stay at the PGA
true.
or percentage of whatever. Like there's so much
Brown
going
paper
on.
bags,
Yeah, so
businesses,
much
yeah.
going on. But it's
Cash
just
under
like
the table for
but,
sure.
Big time.
But that's the thing. I'm not. I don't condemn any of it. I'm like I love it. I think golf won out of it. I think Liv is going really good. I love all the boys that play Live, and then you got the boys that traditional PGA Tour. I think that's still killing it. Obviously, biggest. It's still the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
And then all the boys come back together for the majors, which I think is elite. They just need to work out the world rankings. They need.
How is that not sorted yet?
Yeah, they need all the big dogs 100% in all
Have
the
to be in
majors
it.
from Live, from
Yeah.
But you can't squeeze the other boys out just because they left to live. Like
today's or like this field was elite. Like
Yeah,
you get to
yeah.
see everyone competing against one
100%.
another. All the groupings like bring.
Seeing Brooks
great
walk down a
play.
fairway,
Yeah.
Brooks is just like
And he was going great at the start, I think too.
he was
He was
looking
playing
good.
really well.
He's a dog.
how did he go?
Nah, he fell away.
People forget
That's-
he's
yeah.
a 5-time. Isn't he like 5-time major champ?
Six,
or something?
yeah.
Or
Six?
six maybe.
He's
I can't
he's
remember.
won
Like,
Six,
so
yeah.
many.
Like
Beast.
all those boys deserve to play with like Scheffler and just to see
For
where it
sure.
all actually ranks
Yeah.
up.
For
Like
sure.
It's so good. Like golf is in a really, really good spot at the moment.
I was saying to Blake like when I first started, and I was like, mate, this is just so busy. Like it's crazy. And Blake was just explaining like how much it's grown locally. Like
Yeah.
you used to.
Bro,
like,
as a kid, like I used to play golf. Obviously, I was like pretty much the only guy at my school.
Yeah.
And every afternoon, I would just go up to Charlestown and I would be, in the school uniform, chuck the golf shoes on, and you're just hitting balls and stuff. Bro, we'd go down halfway down the first fairway and smoke balls until it was dark.
Yeah.
Go and pick them up, hit them again, go and pick them up. And you'd barely have like one person that goes through and plays 9, right? And you have to let them go, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, bro, every
hard to get a tee
afternoon,
time.
you can hardly bloody find a hole to putt to on the practice putting green, and I love it. Like it is so good for the game. Selfishly, it's obviously cool when you have like more room to yourself. But like for golf, I'm like, mate, Charlestown pumping, Belmont pumping,
and it's goes,
You can't even get a spot on the
It goes
range
in-
half the
Yeah.
time either.
And it's great because like especially Charlestown, they make so much revenue in their range now that they get
Yeah.
put into the course looks immaculate.
It'd be so cool
Like-
to see. I've been saying I think I said to Kyle, I'm like, Charlestown's always been the home of social golf, and it's we love it for that, obviously. But also, I reckon it has an opportunity. It would have an opportunity to go semi-private. I think with the money coming through the golf range, that I think it would be so cool, and it's like make it a little bit
more exclusive,
a little bit more of a privilege to like, all right, I'm a member here, and they keep pumping money
Is that
into
kind
the
of like
course.
Nui kind of thing? Make it more exclusive.
Nui's,
Like,
Yeah. And
offer
so
more
it's like
memberships
you
and
can't
stuff, like-
can't go there. I mean, you're not allowed to go to Charlestown, in your thongs and singlet as well. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you
It's
could probably
very
get away
relaxed.
with it.
I mean, the putting green
yeah.
is literally open to anyone.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, there's not much at Belmont. You have to go in front
He's
of the
only
pro
really got
shop.
that. You
And
only
it's
really got the
somewhat-
small.
It's not next to the range.
No. And you've only really got that small area for the like members range too, which is like
Yeah, exactly. So
that's not even-
And that I think I don't know. I think Charlestown has a really, really good opportunity to like build out this. Like they could be one of the big dogs in another 10 years when they've finished the renos of the new holes. You already said the new holes now.
Yeah, they're beautiful,
How nice it makes the course look. Brings
It's a
in a little bit.
picturesque course.
Yeah, it's
Like,
coming along.
And when you play like a nice early morning there, it feels like a
beautiful.
private course.
Yeah.
Like it's
coming
not, it
along.
doesn't have that whole social feel when you go up there with an Arvo and it's like this is almost abused by some people, like that area and stuff. But like,
like
if you had a
Merriweather.
gate,
it's like a massacre sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
mate.
And I said just people I find as well, like I don't know if it's the same. It's the same with surfing. It's like it's got so much busier in the last few years. Probably a little bit. I know. Probably very
it's the
similar to
same.
golf. Like probably
Yeah.
very similar. And I find it does get frustrating because I don't know. Like, is there the lack of golf etiquette, even surfing etiquette as well?
Yeah.
Like, as a professional, it must frustrate you as well. I mean, even when I'm out surfing, it's like people don't sometimes respect. I mean, in golf, they don't respect the course, and that's what you're trying to practice on. And then even out in the surf, it's like they don't respect that sometimes you're training.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love people coming up for a chat, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the personal aim. But sometimes I'm actually trying to lock in and like...
Yeah, sometimes you
So
just
sometimes
need to,
there's that etiquette thing that I don't think people understand when they first come to a sport.
Yeah,
Like,
for
I,
sure.
I find it now I've come from surfing now being a very amateur, bad golfer, but I love it. But I find there's still that respect there between the two things. I'm like,
think-
if someone comes to my zone,
Yeah. Agree.
surfing, I want them to show me respect. I'm the same with golf. Like,
Yeah.
surfing's got so busy, golf courses got so busy. There's people fucking hitting up on you.
Yeah.
That's a
People
good point.
playing
Good
ultra
point.
slow golf.
Yeah.
Like, don't hit two balls
And
if it's a
people are
busy
surfing
day.
like
Yeah,
where
yeah.
like maybe the conditions aren't great.
just don't be,
But
yeah.
don't
Right.
get in a
Or just don't
position
follow
where-
me around
Yeah, that's
because
right,
I think
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
I'm surfing 10 meters away from
Yeah,
you doesn't
yeah.
mean it's better. I'm actually trying to get away from you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
trying to make do with what I
Yeah.
can get by myself.
Some
Yeah.
people, I think it's cool to be able to, like, there's just some people, I'm probably guilty of it sometimes, is like no awareness in certain situations and
Yeah,
stuff. And
reading
you're-
the room.
Yeah, it's hard. Probably sometimes they're looking at Jacko going, this is where it correlates perfectly because golf is a hobby for most people as well, right?
Yeah.
And surfing's the same. It's like, get out, have a surf. It's like, I know Jacko. Like, you know, you have, I was out with him earlier. Yeah. Like it's, but these guys don't realize that that's work for you as much as you enjoy it. It doesn't matter. Same as golf. It's like, I enjoy going and working on a 30-meter bunker shot, but it's like, that is still work. And you feel obligated to talk. Like, it's real. How hard is it to like? Because I love a chat. Like, it's how hard is it to just put it on the?
Sometimes it's hard to kind of like get away from a chat, but then sometimes you're just in such a headspace where you're just like, I can't chat now. Like, some people just want so much out of you. It'd be the same as you on the golf course. Like, you go play and like, it's fair enough when we go play. When we've played down at Charlie's, been like us, play for a bit of money and whatnot, and we're actually having a knockabout time. If someone was to come see you, then you'd be very open to a chat and
for
whatnot.
you to say to someone like, look, mate, like, would love to sit and chat, but like, I'm just right now, I'm work. Like, it's hard for you to say that to someone.
Because it always comes across, quite.
True.
You come across arrogant without meaning to, but sometimes you've just got to do it.
So,
it'd be hard on the golfie too. Like everyone's around.
Mate, just
like,
AirPods in without any music playing.
But like, that's the same thing. Like, if I go surf with Jackson, obviously I'm nowhere near as good as Jackson, but it's like, it's not like I paddle around with Jackson.
We might not ever see. Like, that's what I say to the boys when I go surf with them. Sometimes
like,
I don't see them. Like, I see different things.
We
Other
go in
people,
the same car.
Kind of go chase it around, but you come in and like, all right, we're gonna go for an hour. But like, even I don't know, be like you going for a hit. Sometimes that's still training in its own space. Like you're still holding. I don't know, the piece of equipment that you do for a living. Like, everything is about getting better each day. Like, even though I go for a practice surf, still means I'm trying to get better. Or I might just be going for a surf.
Like, me saying, let's go for 9 holes is not 9 holes. Like, it's hard for Blake to, like, maybe say, like, okay, like, and not antisocial or whatever, but it's like, oh, well, I've actually got things that I can refine and work on rather than see me hit a ball, you know, and go, it's good for me. It's fun for me. Like, I'm hitting a ball with one of my best mates. But at the same time, it's like, it's good and fun for me to go for a surf with you. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, there's so many different things that need to play into it. And like, if I say to you, can I come up and hang around the glasses shop?
Mate, I'm working.
I'm fucking working.
Bro, fuck off. Like,
but this is the
can't have
difference.
those glasses.
This is the difference is you're able to be like, bro, it could be super busy, blah, blah, blah. I'm at work. Where you sound like an absolute wanker. If you were to be at golf and you're like, bro, like, I'm going to be busy, I'm going to be grinding. It's like, mate, we're going to...
Mate, you're at the golfie.
A few of the other boys are putting, like the old diggers, putting, having a schooner, just putting with barefoot.
Probably don't have time to like hang out. Sorry.
Like, no, but that would be a normal. That's like a normal thing at.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
but you know what I do enjoy is like anytime, and I try and like do my best with it. Anytime I've been out with Kai when Kai was getting into it, is like I know there's so much etiquette to learn. I remember when I was 7 or 8 years old trying to learn it, but in golf, just like not stepping on lines or like whose turn is it to hit, like it's furthest
grabbing
away.
The flags,
I said,
that
grabbing the
thing.
flags. Like I try and tell Kai, like anytime we're playing is like, just ask me as many questions. Where do I drop it? What would be the rule here if I was to lose it out of bounds?
We played wet belly and we were asking Blake because there was a lot of casual water. And we're like, well, you can take it no closer, but you have to go to the dry spot. I believe. Because otherwise, mate, me and you have played before, and probably people watching us going, there's no golf etiquette. You see me in the water just going, I'm just whacking it at belly. Like,
that didn't count.
I remember there's a video, Kai, I must have been on the 18th or whatever at belly, and I built one in the water, and someone commented back on the story, like, you know, you can take a drop out of like free relief, and I'm going,
hey, we're at lies. Like, moving it.
But then again,
where's the water club? That's a wedge, Jacko.
But you got me wetty on just hitting it, eh?
But if you love and respect what, say, you do, you are inquisitive about wanting to learn, like the art of a lineup, the art of where to sit, the art of who gets the right of wave. Like, am I next to catch this wave? Like, do I grab the flag first? Does someone want it in? Do I put my ball out on the ground?
You're always so scared first comp. Like, even like I've played with you and a few of the boys, and it's like it's actually kind of scary first.
The best thing you can do is play with randoms.
Scary.
You just kind of got to go, hey, what do you do? Like, I don't want to like piss anyone off.
Bro, the funniest thing.
Hey, can I do this?
Talk about learning. Like, so the boys know, like I've been mucking around at Concept with a few of the boys every morning. They've been training boxing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll come along. Like Kinner. We spoke about it. And it's just like, I can't tell you how much, even this morning, the learning is like, it's so, I nearly forgot about how much you learn at the start of like a new craft or a sport.
Yeah.
And they're showing me things like, yeah, see, when I step forward like this or I put my arm out, they're trying to measure the distance so you can either tap it or you can do this or step this. And I'm like, it's like overwhelming how much information. And that's why I put myself back in, say, like someone like Jacko's shoes. Like you go on to play golf for fun, quite literally. Yeah. There's a certain amount of, etiquette that you need, obviously, to play comp. But also it's like you're trying to like not overwhelm. I remember we're playing with Kai. I'm like, I'm trying not to like fill you with too much information. You can't step there, can step there, can't do this. And you're like, I don't want to come back. Like this is hectic. Yeah. So I just felt that this morning when I was just learning something. I'm
throwing
like,
jabs, throwing right hands.
Yeah. But then he's like, yeah,
I saw. They killed that bag the other day.
Those soft bags are
just body shots.
You think you're hell good, like throwing just one punch. You're like, yeah, and he's like, and then he would just tap you on the chin. You're like, oh shit. Yeah, I thought he's like, bro, keep your hands up. I'm like, no, I did. But he's like, yeah, like 2 seconds later.
I'm trying to fucking breathe. As well.
I'm like,
well, keep him up.
Well, I don't have it, bro.
We'll wrap it up, boys, just with Origin 2 this week. I just wanted to have a chat to Jacko and the boys. Predictions, man of the match, thoughts. Obviously, DCE getting the axe, I think, was a pretty big deal. I personally thought it was the right decision to make. I thought he would have
played better this weekend too, to like kind of like go, hey, look at this, and he didn't. I mean, I don't have a big footy background. I love watching it, but yeah, he didn't look like he put his best foot forward. He looked almost lost out there. They were trying to do too much. He was trying to prove something, and mate, hats off to the Titans. It was a bit of an underdog week, and they played real well. And, mate, they've got a good young side. I know that's against Origin, but I think the Titans are like, people would saying they're getting the spoon. I mean, dropping Fafita and that, like
they could beat the big
Desi knows what he's doing.
They've got the ability.
He's a weapon.
Desi knows, like you can't doubt Desi. Like so.
Yeah.
Like AJ Brimson playing out of his skin right now. Jaden Campbell out of his skin.
Yeah.
Tino comes back.
Chris.
Their centers.
Chris with first try of the year. That was pretty gun. And you could see how stoked the boys were for him. Like,
how good's he playing?
Yeah.
He's essentially got Dave Fafita's jersey on.
So tough.
And Dave was on the sideline cheering for him.
He's played
It's pretty sick. That's a team sport, man. Like, it's pretty cool.
Edge rower. Like, he's played everywhere.
He's signed a 2-year deal, I think. An extra 2 years.
He's doing so well, mate. I actually messaged him after the game. I said, fuck, mate, you're a tough fucker.
Yeah.
And
he had the same, like, he's always been the same.
Yeah. So I thought the Knights
and stuff. Like
the Knights played him the other week and they did him up. Chris played real well that game. Would have felt good for him to be at home at a club that didn't want him and to be able to go, hey boys, well, look at this. Like,
that's right.
But how many,
like,
how many ex-Knights players have done that? Anyway,
I always get on the try scorers, like any of like any Newcastle boys back in Newcastle, like Hudson Yard or something like that.
One every fucking week.
I know.
Hudson or Zach Hoskin or someone like that.
Yeah, Hosco,
Hosco's a gun one, I reckon.
Yeah.
But Origin prediction, gents, obviously I'm going to stick with Queensland in a tight context. I'm going to go...
Is that just... Are you just...
Wait, he hasn't said anything yet. He's going Queensland to win 13 plus KP man of the match. I've already said it.
No Queensland. Plus 22.5. And then I'll go with Hammer for man of the match. I think something.
Yeah, he was quiet in game one, so I'm expecting.
And he's pushed out of the wing now.
Is he?
He's pushed out of the wing.
I think he's going to score 3. Yeah.
Really?
But look, it's going to be a big game. Would love to for the game to go to a decider in Sydney. Blues on paper look pretty enormous, pretty strong, but I would be very keen to see.
Losing Moses was scary, but Luai and Cleary, they know. Like, I mean, that's a pretty quick turnaround. Edge. I do feel for Burton though. I know they had time to bring Luai in.
That was weird.
But being an 18th man,
I think he covers so many positions.
I know, but you just
leaving him at 18th.
He's never going to get used. Like, it's just the chances of an 18th man coming in and imagine being in camp for the first game, camp for the second game, kind of knowing that if something does happen, I'm going to be a 6 maybe or a 4, like a centre. Yeah. And then, I mean, I respect the Luai call, but I mean, I don't know. It'd be hard mentally. And then you miss, I mean, I know the Doggies won last night, but they were kind of saying that him being 18th man, stopping him playing clubland footy, it's a bit of a disadvantage. Still a privilege to be a part of Blues camp, but I mean, I'd feel quite, I don't know how I'd just feel upset. I'd just be like, am I here to be in that position, or am I just here to be that guy?
Well, does he have a choice? Can he say, can I...
I don't think he can, because I think Campbell Gillard, they reckon that, is it Regan? Campbell Graham, sorry. Campbell Graham said he had an injury to get out of being 18th man. Because he was originally 18th man, I think, to be able to. I don't know if he played, I don't remember, but I did read an article.
I know what you mean. I think it'd be extremely hard if you were Laurie Daly, though, because you're going, my job is on the line. If we lose this with this team, have been so dominant in the first game, it's like, mate,
I think Luai's the right call.
You're putting in Luai every day of the week, and then it's like, if something else happens, Birdo...
I can understand the 18th man, but he can go anywhere. Like, he could go anywhere.
I think they're like, we would rather just keep him at 18th man the whole, in case something does happen. Because if there's like a foul play, he comes in or no?
If there's, I think enough HIAs or whatever, they bring in 18th man.
Yeah, I think it has to be foul play.
It has to be a HIA through foul play.
But I'm pretty sure they were saying the other week, it was like when I think they were saying Crichton was not looking promising, and they bring Carraz in. But I was like, you probably put Carraz to 18th man, put Burton into the centres, and put Latrell back to fullback. If that was to happen, like, you wouldn't be.
How good did Carraz play yesterday?
He's so good.
Oh my goodness!
But I reckon
another Newcastle.
I know.
He's not from
he
Newcastle,
looked like tanky yesterday. Like the way
in the
he was
centres
breaking
too. He's usually a winger, so he looks
tackles
good.
There's something about just being around those boys. Surely, just training, doing the reps, being around.
I think the culture, the Dogs at the moment looks.
Yeah. No, I mean just being in camp.
Oh yeah, the confidence.
Because he was in camp.
Sure.
And came out to play the game.
Yeah.
But predictions, Jacko?
I reckon New South Wales will win. I reckon we'll sweep.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, you got to believe what you want to happen. And I reckon Trell will have a real big game.
Yeah,
he's just so deadly in the centres, man. I think if he's still on Robert Toya's edge, he did a really good job in the first game to kind of... Latrell still kind of manhandled him, but I think Toya kind of held him in his tracks. But I don't know if he can do that two games in a row. Like, Trell is a beast, man. Like, to watch him when he came back in those first few games, a 2-point field goal, all those like kind of
killer instinct,
big dick kind of kill him instinct maneuvers. Like, he's in a team with phenomenal players along the whole park.
Yeah,
it's not all on Latrell, but when Latrell gets his moments, I feel like
he's
deadly there.
But also Luai will be on his edge. So that Cleary to Moses was like a little bit. I know it still worked great. I thought it was good, but like compared to like Cleary through to Luai setting up the left edge, it's just
if you get him early ball on that edge.
Yeah.
Even he's so like but that's I reckon Latrell. I mean, I'm going to go man to match Latrell. I'm going to go like a bit against the grain because you're usually going to have like a Payne Haas or a Cleary or a Luai, but I think it'd be cool to see someone in that back line. Plays out of he's essentially playing out of his normal position. True. I think he's a very dominant centre.
I feel like I reckon the Blues, this game, it's either going to be a lot closer, like it'll be closer till the end, the Blues kick back. So like a Blues to win by 8 points or something like that, 4 points.
Yeah.
Or they just go 32-6 and just put
go
on
nuts.
the throat. That's what I think.
I've got Queensland.
Man of the match, Luai.
Well,
Nah.
Says the guy, mate. This guy's never watched.
Kai doesn't watch Origin.
You weren't waiting for that.
Can we address that though?
Yeah, can we actually?
You do watch Origin.
Yeah.
I don't watch Origin, bro. I do not.
I
do not watch Origin.
The funniest.
Is it too late, bro?
No.
This is the funniest thing ever.
I was asleep.
I messaged him after that podcast. I'm like,
this goes deeper than the podcast.
I'll just keep messaging him, and I'm just like. Just laughing faces. I message you, I'm like, bro, no Origin for Kai. And then I message Kai, I'm like, bro, you're having a laugh. Of course you watch Origin. What are you talking about?
Let's have a watch party. Kai, come along. I'll get dinner.
He messaged his brother.
I'm going to strap him to the chair and make him watch
his
it.
brother and sent the screenshot.
Open like this.
The screenshot of his brother going, 100% you've never watched it.
I never watched it.
And he sent it to me. I'm like, oh, that makes me even more sick.
Yeah, I just don't watch it. That's why I've got Queensland. 30 plus.
Man of the match?
Harry Grant, median member.
Median goal shout out.
And I've got him scoring a try.
Oh, and a meat pie.
Yeah. I feel like, from what I heard...
I'll be secretly happy if he did that.
Maybe we should have a group multi for Wednesday, boys.
Yeah, chuck it. chuck it.
Harry first, second,
Do we all-
third.
Do we all put it? You know what? I'm going to put it on
let's do a
right
mold.
now.
Are we
I like
all
Harry
select-
off the bench.
Right now, I'm putting
He was
it
so
on.
good off the bench.
He is.
Ben
I
Hunt,
guess he
Ben
is.
Hunt was a great starting nine, but I think Harry, he looked like he was trying to do too much in game one.
Was he?
Yeah.
Coming back from
No
someone
doubt
that's-
he'll be better this
I'm
game.
not a
We're gonna
footy
do a
player,
live
and Harry's probably
multi.
laughing at me right
Right
now.
now, everyone's going to give me a try
But it did
scorer.
look like, you know, when you're trying a little hard. Like,
Yeah.
Was it?
It looked like a bit like Cherry
my
Evans, like
God.
trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Like, just,
That'll be a very
just be
refined-
you.
I'm going Nanai.
Like, when he's at, you're going to go Nana.
Yeah.
I think
And
the
that's
Trell
Billy
scores.
Slade is such a good-looking old man.
I'll go Trell.
Troll.
Oh, I was.
Oh, don't take my try scorer.
Wait, how many try scorers are we going to have? What are we looking at?
We're going
Is it
5.
5 try scorers. That's
Five
a big
try scorers.
origin.
Or do we
If this
go?
lands, we're going to Vegas, baby. We're going to Vegas for the next
Oi.
podcast.
Five try
KP, get us a
scorers.
box for Vegas,
We're
baby.
guessing 5 try scorers. We're guessing the exact line. We're
I
going to
got
fucking
codes.
half points,
Chuck-
full-time points.
Coates.
Are you going to Queenslander?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Wanker.
Well,
As a
I
Blues
Trell.
supporter.
No, you go Trell. I'll pick someone else.
Nah, welcome, bro.
All right, you pick. Yeah. All right.
So Troll stays in for Blake.
Trell stays in for Blake.
Jacob?
Who are you going to go?
Harry Grant.
Oh, these things got juicy.
Oi, I
He's like a
like that.
650,
I like-
I reckon.
He's
It's gonna
got
be good.
2 names, 2 first names as a name. So
He
I'm
does.
saying Harry
Grant.
Grant, Harry.
Grant Harry.
Grant's Hardy.
He's going over the
And we got to
track.
give him, if he does, he's got to do like a
Yeah, he's gonna
medium
do
like
like
over
a-
trial.
yeah, like a
Wait, the
fucking,
funniest one, this is off topic, but they were playing a trial, must have been against the Knights or something in Fiji the other year, and it was super hot, might have been the start of this year or last year. I was like, oi, when you score a try, because it's a try, it's like he's going to score a try, throw a shucker, like do this, and he scored a try, but he was too tired because it was too humid. He just like got up, he looked like he's going to die. He's going, it was the humidest thing ever. I was like, where's the shucker? He didn't do anything. So he has the shucker, maybe you just do a big fat.
So he's gonna, in the heat of battle in a second origin, he's gonna throw up a shucker and a quick M.
He's going to like dive deep and then just come up and go,
Shucker, fucking M. Woo. That'll live in.
Oi, Bailey.
Jacob. Wait up.
Jacob, clip that.
Clip that.
What's his score? Try scorer? Zachy Lomax, mate.
But
I reckon.
also prediction.
Oh, 54 to
No,
6.
no, you said this game.
Yeah,
You said
boy.
this game one,
No,
and it was close.
No, well, but if close-ish, come on, mate. That could have been 40 to 6.
It could have.
True.
Could
That-
have.
True.
No, I reckon that was probably the worst game I've seen from Queen. Anyway,
I think Blues were convincing.
I think we've played in Perth twice
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
far,
yeah.
and we've won by more
It's-
than
it's
30
not
points
good.
each game.
It's
So
not
I
good.
reckon we're probably, same again, 32-6 or 30.
32-6.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Zachy
so what do we got? We got a Lomax, we got a Latrell, a Zave
Nanai,
Coates.
Hazza, one more.
Oh,
This is going to
far
pay
out.
fucking heaps, Jack.
Wait, how many?
Get the
gonna go
camera
five.
there.
We're
We're
gonna
going to go
five
the
try
Knights.
5 tries.
We're going to go the Knights.
You're on Ponch.
We're going to go Kalen Ponga.
Oh!
Value, baby. Value.
Holy shit,
This
mate.
thing's going to pay 18 million.
It's 8,000. There it is, right here.
No
you score,
way.
you put $25 on. 8,500. So you've heard it here first live.
Bailey's. Wait, it's not Bailey's talks anymore. It's Bailey's shout.
That's right. 8.5. Jeez.
Oi,
We'll be
cut the
going.
potty there. No one needs to know anything.
That's
If you
it.
want to follow along,
That is
That's
so
going to go on the
good.
group chat right now,
Yeah,
too.
that's up.
that is out of body. It's
Should we
phenomenal.
all chuck like extra cash on and make it even more huge? Like everyone chucking 10 bucks.
8.5 million payout.
Yeah.
We'll put
Like if we go to Vegas, we may as well go to fucking Greece as well.
10 bucks on and in our bet with mates. That could be. This could be a career defining trip.
Yeah, we might all turn into just professional drinkers. If we're winning 8 million, let's try and get a. Can we get a payout of over $1 million? Is that real? Can you do that?
yeah.
I don't know
it
what
is.
many of them if they actually pay.
Shout out the late bet. No.
I'll pay you out before it wins.
The best app in the business.
Shout out. They said if we get 3 out of the 5, we're
They
paid out.
might fucking. They might cancel me if I take fucking $1 million from them. So
Holy
we can't pay that.
Imagine if this actually, like, imagine you're seeing like
8.5. I think
early days.
See, I got the same
because
feeling
that has a close game written all over it. If you
know
get
what,
like a
that's-
Trell, a Lomax,
That's got Kin Tai written all over it.
Oh mate, or we can go Sapphire's Indian or something. I reckon
We buy Kin
we
Tai.
could go. We can die for weeks. All right, that'll wrap it up. Thanks, Jacko, for being here. As always, boys, Kai, Blakey, thank you. Good
thanks
luck
for
for the
having
rest of the
us.
year, mate.
Thank you,
Hopefully-
brother.
Hopefully our
Shaka
our,
mahalo.
our multi lands and
Yeah.
we're laughing. But
Yeah, cheers, Harry.
otherwise,
You.
Go Queensland.
If we win the multi, there will be signs next podcast.
yeah.
We'll be
Oh,
here.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
be.
If the multi gets up, we're getting KP, Harry, we're flying Nano in,
Yeah.
we're getting all the boys in.
We're having
Just for-
rest the bar, fucking spread out along
a
here.
red carpet.
I'll be in a fucking whatever they wear. Like I'll wear whatever.
Wait, it might be.
Ain't okay.
It might be like a Monday morning, but it'll be like a Monday from the Sunday because we'll be like
Yeah.
so on one.
Yeah, and I'll
Hope you guys have enjoyed listening, watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
That's hilarious.